Okay, so we're live streaming through Facebook now. So we ready to go, Rudy? Hello?
Yep. Yeah, sorry. I forgot everyone's muted. Yep. Everyone's muted.
Okay, so we're live streaming through Facebook, live streaming through YouTube. So let's do this. So to let people know also that this Zoom event is being recorded. So yes. Okay. Good morning, everybody. How are you? And welcome to another fantastic, wonderful, and we're so highly blessed and favored Queen's Zoom event. And this morning, it's Queen's and Rudy J Media International Black Hair and Beauty Rocks. And we sure do know how to rock. Oh, I love the hair shows. They are just phenomenal. I'm so excited. We've got some wonderful icons. I call them legends in the black hair and beauty industry. Phenomenal. And I've got a few surprises as well. So stay tuned for another Queen's International Black Hair and Beauty Rocks event. We're going to have so much fun this morning. So like I always say, please have your pens and pads ready to take notes, because there's always gems of information to be shared across the platform within our community. Please post any questions into the chat, try and pick them up as best we can, and there'll be a Q&A at the end. So welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the kingdom, the Queen's Kingdom. We love you all. We're so happy to have you with us. So just a little bit of a reminder for the newbies on the platform, we have a YouTube channel that we're actually streaming through live now. Yeah, so check out the YouTube channel, which is Queen's 2020 Lockdown Series. Yeah, and you'll find all the past recordings there as well on the channel. So yeah, please check it out, Queen's 2020 Lockdown Series. So can I get a thumbs up if everybody all ready? You all ready? Yes, it's just going to be wonderful this morning. So wherever you are in the world, just thank you so much for joining us. So let's hear a little bit about us. And this is really for the new people, like I say. I mean, I actually run a walking group. I run a walking group in Southeast London, and we are just a set of powerful women that love to step. Yeah. So on a Saturday morning, we'd normally be out walking from 8 o'clock. And once we reach our destination, we would be line dancing with Queen Josie, or we would be doing some leg bumps and tough stuff. So we love our leg bumps and tubs. Yeah, trying to keep it fit, trying to keep it tucked in. You know, then we're there. So yeah, so that's what we'd normally be doing on a Saturday. But of course, we're in a pandemic, and the government around the world, we've had a series of different lockdowns. So we went into lockdown. So I had to, in a way, think of what could I do to keep the queens, especially in the group, engaged. So I said, well, I got to learn how to Zoom, and I had to learn how to Zoom quick. Yeah, so we've been Zooming since November 2020, and we just love it. We've done a series of different Zooms, and that's why I say, please check out the YouTube channel, Queen's Lockdown 2020 series, where you find loads of past Zooms. So today, we actually kicked off our 30-day intermittent fasting challenge, Queens. So if you check out the YouTube, you'll see there's a couple of recordings about what the intermittent fasting challenge involves. We've done a couple of health talks. So check out Queens, We Ain't Crazy, It's Only the Menopause, another phenomenal session. We've done Queens, Stop Eating the Fridge. Let's talk about diet and nutrition. We've done a couple of Black businesses events. We've done a whole raft of different Zooms. And we've got loads of fantastic Zooms coming up, some more health talks. We're going to be talking about, we're going to have Queens and Melanin Skin. We're going to do another powerful session, Queens Loving Ourselves. Yeah. And the last one we did, Queens Loving Ourselves, Mind, Body and Soul, that was a deep session. And I think when a lot of the queens came off the platform, it's like they were just so elevated and lifted. And that's what it's about, being on this platform on a Saturday morning. You're supposed to come off here just like you want to fly, man. You just want to feel high. It's like you've been on the brandy or you've been on something. Yeah, you just want to feel good. And that's what it's about, feeling good on this platform. So we have an amazing array of Zooms that are going to be coming up. So to hear about future Zooms, follow the Queen's Walking Group on Eventbrite. Yeah, Queen's Walking Group on Eventbrite. And then when we put things up, post things up, you'll get an automatic notification via email. That's what's happening. And every week is something different. Yeah, this Zoom event is being recorded and it will eventually be uploaded onto our YouTube channel. We're also streaming live on Facebook and we're also streaming live on YouTube. So I'm telling you, the technology is kicking in, man. Technology. We just want to tell the world about what we're doing. We're so excited. We just love it. So have your pens and paper ready. Have your pads ready. We have got some, I tell you, icons, the legends, hair legends. They are here. They are in the house. They are coming. Get ready to be completely blown away. So we have our first speaker, Norma. Yeah, let's create a storm in the world of black hair and beauty, which definitely rock. We are loving our black hair and beauty to the max. Kings and queens, we want to again celebrate, and it's us, it's our hair. Yeah, so we want to celebrate and just lift up our magnificent industry as we come out of lockdown, because it definitely belongs to us. So Norma, my lovely queen, where are you, my darling?
I'm here. Can you see me?
I know you're here. So we are celebrating the pioneers. I can't see you yet, but I know that you're here. Trailblazers that have paved the way in the black hair and beauty industry. The future is extremely bright, and we have an entourage of individuals within the black community that we don't know about. And it's through doing my own research that I've met so many people, phenomenal people. So we're just lifting up all the creatives, the innovative and inspirational individuals within the black hair and beauty industry. I'm talking about our hairdressers. I'm talking about our barbers. I'm talking about our beauticians and makeup artists. Yeah, the nail techs. Yes, we're talking about all these people who bring so much into our lives. As a collective that have helped us all at some point, look, makers, we're rocking the latest hairstyles and beauty makeover. Queens, kings, please welcome Norma Ellis to the platform.
Hi, good morning. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. Oh, Norma, you're looking so beautiful as always. You're so radiant.
You.
Oh, I want your skin.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, ladies, and good morning, gentlemen, because I think the last time we were on here, there were some men that we didn't know that was on here. So good morning, everyone. Thank you all so very much. And thank you again, Queen's Rock, for having me back on this platform. And as I was sitting here this morning, just listening to the introductory, things was just going around in my mind. And obviously, I've been on the scene for well over 40 years, teaching women about their beauty, skincare. And I was just sitting here thinking, I think it was on Thursday night, we were actually on another Zoom and listening to other professionals talk about skincare. I realized as I was just sitting here, I had one of those epiphany moments that maybe I need to get back out on the road, because with our professionals as well, I think I need to get a group of professionals that I need to pass on some of my experience to in helping our Black women to become far more educated around their skin, and also maybe to have something like I used to do. I used to go out on the road, having shows, talking to groups of women about how to maintain and look after their skin. Obviously, I work in my own private clinic, and I'm actually ready now, getting ready to go to work, because we're out of lockdown, so we're back into full-time employment. And of course, I do have my private clients that I educated. But one of the things that I realized listening to some of the talks on Thursday on a platform, I realized that I don't think Black women are getting the correct information out there in how to look after their skin. And this is one of the things that I've had challenges with over the years, educating Black women. And I think I need to be out there also challenging, educating professionals who need to have a little broader, more experience about dealing with Black skin, because we are specific. And so as I was sitting here, it was just one of those epiphany moments to think, my God, Norma, you're in that age group. Every day you're getting one closer to the grave. And, I need to pass on some information before my time is up. And that's what came to me this morning. And I don't think there is enough of Normas out there preaching the right information to Black women, how to maintain and look after their skin, and also to understand some of the basic chemistry of how the skin actually works, so that when you go out to buy a skincare product, when you think about treating your skin, how it actually works with products, and how you're supposed to be able not to change what happens on your skin, but to mimic what the skin actually does. And I think that's something that I thought to myself this morning, wow, I think the world has missed me out there. So maybe it's time I need to get back out on the road and start doing something a little bit more for Black women in really educating. Because when I was at first 40 odd years in skincare, a lot of Black women didn't have disposable income to look after their skin. And a lot of them weren't bothered either. Because they think, oh, Black doesn't crack, I can just, put a bit of Avon on, or, wash with some soap. They didn't think skincare was very important. But now we're in a different era. And of course, our diets is playing havoc on our skin. And I'm sure a lot of ladies who've just come out of lockdown, when we're in lockdown, people were going to the fridge, people were eating more, people were getting very depressed. Because they weren't allowed to do certain things, and not being able to be alone with themselves. So a lot of issues did happen to us as individuals while we were going through lockdown. And one of the things that happens in skincare, every spot that you have tells a story. It tells a story of where it's coming from, whether it's coming from your hormones, whether it's coming from your digestive system, whether it's coming from stress, whether it's coming from allergic reaction. It tells a story. So when I look at someone's skin, I can read your life. And it doesn't start from outside of the skin. It actually starts from inside of your body, whatever is inside of your body. And what I try to say to ladies, just think of it, apart from your skin being the largest organ on your body, and it holds in all your internal body and keeps it into place, it's also your biggest dustbin. It's a dustbin. Your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your lungs, your toenails, every free radical that dies inside of your body gets secreted through your skin, never mind all the foods that you eat. So when we get stressed and we are switching on and off our system to work for us effectively, it's going to affect our health. And every time you have any kind of emotional sickness, anything, it all comes through your skin. It's a receiving organ, and it's also a protective organ. And I don't think women know much about the skin, and I don't think our professionals are really doing the Black women much justice in helping us to understand skincare. And obviously, products are very important, but you must also understand, what does a product do? How does it mimic your skin? We don't want to change what happens on the skin, but what we're trying to do is to create things that actually mimics your skin. Even the very oils that comes through your skin, a lot of people spend time drying it out because they think, oh, all this oil is causing me to have blackheads. Oh, all this oil is causing me to have breakouts. And that's not true. And, you know, we spend lots of different drying agents, drying out the oils in our skin, doing this and doing that. And I even heard one person said this week that Black skin, basically, apart from the outside, works a little bit different from Caucasian skin or from anybody else's skin. Once you can understand how Black skin works, we work effectively 100 times better than anybody else's. When you can understand how a Black skin works, then you can understand how everybody else's skin works. Because if the skin is at the rate of 10 and we're working at 10, everybody else comes under us. And so there is some fundamental difference with Black skin, and we need to understand that. So when we're educating, that we're able to get those information out, and we can then learn to work with our skin more effectively. I have so much information. I don't know whether I'm going off track. There would be so much stuff that I want to say. I don't know how long I have to speak this morning. But if anybody wants to put anything in the chat quickly to ask me any questions, and I can quickly answer them, I can do that quite quickly. But this is a great forum, Joan, and thank you very much for constantly inviting me on this forum, because sitting here for the few minutes when we were setting up, I realized from Thursday night, I hadn't thought much about what went on another platform to this morning, to this platform. And I'm thinking to myself, you still got some work to do, Norma. You know, you're 66. The clock is ticking down, and before I go, maybe I need to get some, information out there. I mean, when I was in my 20s, and I was out there on the road, educating Black women, and when I look now at what's happening, I don't think we've come very far. There's still loads of misinformation out there, and also on the YouTube channels, there's lots of our Black young queens working things out for themselves, but maybe not understanding it fully. And maybe, as I said, you know, I need to maybe do a little bit more work around Black women and their skincare issues for them to understand. So no matter what happens, if you can understand products and skin, putting them together, then you're well ahead.
Thank you so much for that, Norma. Somebody's was saying too many people try to draw out the natural oils in their skin. What are your views on that?
Yes, they do. You mustn't change the oils in your skin at all, because it's there. If corona disease was going to get through your skin and you didn't have the oils on your skin, then it will get through your skin. It is very important that we keep that oil balance. And also when we're using oils to replace moisture on the skin, because your natural moisture chemistry, even if we gave you a moisturizer and a cream, the basic foundation of natural moisture is oil and water. Oil comes from the outside, from the inside to the outside, and it sits on the surface. It has its own acid mantle, so it doesn't allow lots of different things to penetrate through your skin. And what it also does, it slows down the evaporation of water that's in your skin. And every minute, one cell dies and another one is made. Water is very important to life. The body needs 70% of water to survive. 40% of the water that you take in every day, whether you metrically from the atmosphere, or when you wash your face, or when you drink, 40% of it stays in your skin. And it's constantly evaporating. Whether it's hot, it evaporates more. If it's cold, it slows down the evaporation. And when it slows down the evaporation, the skin doesn't produce a lot of oils. So you can see in the wintertime, our skin gets very dry, because one of the things the body does is to heat regulate itself, and it must shut down and you know, sort of squeeze itself together to stop the heat from escaping from the skin, because if it does, you can die from the cold, because the blood coagulates, seeps up, and get cold in the veins. And so the skin regulates itself towards winter and summer. So not much oil comes on the skin in the wintertime. So we then have to live from the oils in the bottle. But we must mimic the same protein oils. Our body is made of protein substance, and the same protein oil that comes out of our body must be replaced back. If you think of your skin as a well, if you draw water from it every day and it doesn't rain to fill the well up, and you take sand and fill into that well, then what's going to happen? The water will dry up. And then we put all these lubricants on the skin that the skin doesn't recognize. It can't work with it. Yeah. So it is important that we mimic our skins only with protein-based products, protein-based oils, not animal fats, not other lubricants. That doesn't work very well. The skin doesn't recognize it. In the summertime, our skin is going to open up. We're going to sweat a lot. So what does the skin do? It produces excess oil because we're going to sweat out the water, and we can die from the heat. So it's a heat regulation, the skin. We must understand what it does so we can mimic it correctly. Okay. And so this is some of the information that we need to be passing out there properly to our queens, so they understand when they're shopping around for skincare product and how it works. And also another thing that the skin does, when a Caucasian skin or any other skin is only losing 1 to 2 cells per day, a Black queen is losing 5 skin cells per day. So our skin turns over far more skin cells than anybody else. And this is one of the major problems that we have with skin, is the fast turnover of skin. And because we don't remove it on a daily basis. So if we're removing 5 or 10 layers of skin, it doesn't matter. So we need to be exfoliating every day. You cannot clean your skin with any cleanser if the skin doesn't have some kind of exfoliation. It must be exfoliated because it's a sandwich effect. It takes 28 days for the skin to grow from bottom to top. And if every day you are shoving out all the food you eat, not everything that you eat goes into the toilet to urinate or to defecate. So you're shoving that out. You're shoving out your lungs, your liver, your kidneys. Everything is coming through this great dustbin. And if you don't empty it by removing those 5 layers, then you can't clean underneath it. So exfoliation is very important. So when I hear some people saying that, oh, we're stripping the skin, it is the only way to remove dead skin. Everything that you can see with your naked eye on your skin is dead. And if you do not exfoliate it every day, multiply 5 by 28, and you'll see how much dead skin we have on there. And that's why sometimes when ladies, you get your spots and they're not healing well and they're not turning over quicker cells, it's because you have a lot of dead cells. And whether you squeeze your spots, whether you don't squeeze your spots, because we have melanin in our skin that's sitting right there underneath that dermis layer. If you've got a spot here, all the melanin in your skin, they don't have anything else to do but to make color. So they will rush into the area if they see some excitement. And they're there, can you imagine, jeering and laughing about this spot and producing melanin. So when the skin heals, it heals dark. Yeah. So there's nothing we can do. But if you do not remove that debris out of that spot, it will stay inside and all the skin will lie on top of it and it will get buried and it will start decomposing as garbage in your skin. That's why it's important for you to find yourself a beauty therapist that can sit and find the time to extract and clean out all the pores and empty it so that the skin can start growing again. I know one of my clients asked me this week, she was saying, I have one of those vacuum suction, and they say that it removes spots. These commercial people, they will look at what happens internally in a professional environment. If we use a vacuum suction, they will use a vacuum suction commercial and says, oh, if you use this, it will take away all the blackheads, it will take away this. No, it doesn't. The only way that we're going to extract debris from your skin is by, see these two fingers? They need to be insured for me because they're my tools that I use to extract everything out of your skin. A vacuum suction cannot do that. We only use vacuum suction professionally to unblock and give the skin a deep massage so that if there's a little vein that's running and it's carrying and transporting waste or it's transporting blood and oxygen gets a bit clogged up, we use these things just to help to give it a deep massage so that it has the ability to unblock itself, just like your drain gets blocked. You use a plunger, and that's what we use these vacuum suction for, so that it can unblock, get you a deeper massage, unblock, and so that the transport system, which carries oxygen and carries waste, which is what the blood does, has the opportunity to do it effectively. But you see all that garbage that you have in that main big dustbin, it cannot take it out.
Okay.
And for me, these are just things that I know that they're messages that needs to be out there to Black women to understand.
Well, kings and queens.
I have a lot of passion for skincare.
Well, been in the industry, Norma Ellis, you're a makeup artist. You trained, over 40 years experience, beauty therapy assessor, motivational podcaster, and soon to be a published author. So you have got years and years and years of information, knowledge to share with the community. So that's what I'm looking forward to. When we come out of lockdown, we're going to be doing some amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. You're going to be up on that podium telling the world
Thank you.
what they need to be doing skincare wise. And you've got, as I say, you've got a wealth of experience. I mean, you've lived in Germany, Switzerland. You've done so many, celebrities. What is your favorite celebrity that you've had to put makeup on?
Oh my goodness. That's a bit difficult. I remember working in Miami, and I had to do, in the 80s, they had no makeup artists. Miami was just like a big bush. Black people had no idea about nothing, and they were holding a beauty pageant. It was a college pageant, and they go from the college pageant to go to the Miss World contest and all these things. And we had Stevie Wonder, we had Denzel Washington, we had Bunny DeBarge, we had some other, there was a series called Hey Men, we had one of those ladies. We had a load of celebrities on. And I was only supposed to do the contestants because they came to the salon to do their hair, and I did their makeup, and I was going to attend the evening to do the top up. And obviously when I got there, all these big stars never had any makeup. Stevie Wonder was in an accident. He had loads of scar on his face. And there were all of these other celebrities. They had no makeup artists, and they came to the contestant room where I was doing makeup and pulled me and says, could you come into the room with the stars and do all their makeups for them? And so that was just a wonderful experience for me to be doing all these celebrities. For me, Denzel Washington was absolutely a peach. He just come back from skiing, and you know they wear these goggles, and so he had the goggles on. And when you're up in the cold, high on the mountaintop, it's very hot up there. The sun is shining, even though it's really cold. And so when he had the goggles on and then he took them off, he had this round look. So he looked like a raccoon. And he was absolutely a delight. This was before he became very famous. And his wife always travels with him. So I admire that. And I think that's one of the reasons why their relationship has worked so long, because she goes with her husband to all the events. And then Stevie Wonder was quite an interesting person. He was, you know, he always played the piano or whatever he does. And he had one of these ones that he had on his lap, or, you know, little one. And he was there playing. And as I was trying to do the makeup, you know, he's doing this thing and he's dodging me. And I was like, what do you think you're doing? I says, put that piano down and stop, or else you're not going to get, you know. And I was really stern with him. And he was like, oh my God, oh my God. So he goes, yeah. And he put it away. And then I did his makeup and he goes, oh, so what's your name? I said, my name is Norma. He goes, you're not American, are you? He says, nobody's ever spoken to me like that before. And I've never obeyed anybody. He said, you sound English. I says, yes. So he says, you know what? If I'm ever in England or anywhere I am and you see me, come to the front, talk to me, because I'll never forget you for the rest of my life. So I had fun. I've done lots of different things. I don't think there's any favorite one that I can say that I enjoy. I have done Gabrielle skincare for many, many years. I've looked after Gabrielle, the singer. We're good friends. And the list is long. And the thing is, when I do my job, I don't necessarily get starstruck, because I've always worked backstage, doing fashion shows, doing all the celebrities or what. So I've never really been starstruck. I just see them as, you know, you see their skin bare. You see what goes on in their life. And all I do is to create the beauty for them to go and, to show the world. So there isn't anybody that I really would say that, I've thoroughly enjoyed more than anybody else, because for me, they're just people, and I do the job. And sometimes I never remember. I mean, that day when I was in Miami, we never had the phones to take pictures, and I only have the story to tell. I have no pictures to show that I did that. So there are some times when I don't have the evidence, just me saying what I have to say.
Oh, Queen, absolutely. Oh, honestly, fantastic. And you know,
buy the book, people. Buy the book. My book will be coming out there will be a date coming up soon for July. That the book will be out, and it's called Coming Down from My Mountaintop. And of course, the book is the autobiography of my life, talking about myself from the time I was a child, being a pioneer in for the very first heart valve replacement in this country ever done. I'm the only survivor of this first pioneer that I've helped to save millions and millions of people's life all around the world. And also, the life in England during the racist period, going to school, fighting for racism, life in the workplace where we as Black women were not allowed to work in anything else but either a factory or become a nurse, because it was considered a dirty job. And so obviously from that aspect, kicking down those doors, opening those doors for Black women. I'm a very determined person, because everything starts in your mind. You can't tell me no. I will sit here and meditate for hours on you till I get that yes, creating the experience that I wish to experience. And so from there, becoming a beauty consultant in the stores, and then from there, educating Black women, becoming a makeup artist, taking that journey, and also taking that journey to become a beauty therapist. There weren't any, and being helped to go to school to learn to become a beauty therapist. And so the journey is there in my book. There's also other exciting aspect of the book. I'm very much a transparent person. And so from there, going into the sex industry, and also coming back, working in America for years, coming back, and then also becoming a podcaster. It's all about transforming yourself. And so I'm very transparent. I'm not one of these person that does something and keep it a secret. I don't judge people, and it doesn't matter if anybody wants to judge me, because who I am now, those experiences have made that for me. So the book is a wonderful read, and I hope that it will be able to inspire other people to become a better version of themselves. Because what life is about every day, we take those experiences, is transforming ourselves to become better versions of ourselves.
Fantastic. I've got one more question, but I need a short answer because I think we've gone way over time. Somebody's asked, what oils and soaps would you recommend to mimic our What oils?
What?
Soap.
Soap.
Yeah, what oils and soap?
Oils.
Yeah, oils.
Any oils that is protein based, wheat germ oil, sunflower oil, olive oils, all the stuff that comes from plant extract or nuts. Those are protein based. Those are the kind of oils you need. Moringa oil is one of the biggest oil now that is actually becoming quite popular, because that has every vitamin, every mineral that the skin needs. And it not only works on the outside, but it works on the inside. So moringa oil is one of the, is going to overtake a lot of the other oils that are out there. It's becoming quite popular in what it actually delivers, not just to the inside of your body, but also the oils delivering what it can to the skin and the hair.
Is that easy to get hold of, moringa oil?
It is. There are quite a lot of people now doing the moringa oil. Moringa oil and also hemp oil is becoming quite popular. I see a lot of them making skincare now from the hemp, toothpaste from the hemp, which is marijuana. And as medical marijuana becomes far more available, they can make all the skincare, they can make all the products that is from these wonderful God-given natural plants, and not thinking of these plants as something that they should demonize.
And someone's made a comment, I'm going to sort of end our interview here, but someone's made a comment to say that your skin is a good advertisement for exfoliating.
Thank you.
Yes. Well,
thank you.
I mean, tell the viewers how old you are. I still can't believe your age.
Well, I'm 66. I'm now a pensioner. They pensioned me off last month, but I'll still be working. So I am 66. And somebody said to me on Thursday night, what do I have in my makeup case? And all I say to them is lipstick and eyes. I've put on foundation on millions and millions of people's skin over the years. I've never worn it myself. No powder.
Wow.
So my makeup bag consists my lipstick and my eyeshadow. That's what's in my makeup.
Wow.
Case.
And you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I hope when I get to those ages, gosh, I'm just going to be glowing and looking as beautiful as you. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, Norma. You
You're
have
welcome.
been an absolute star this morning.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay on the chat, but I'm not going to be I'm going to be moving around.
No, that's
so
fine.
I will
What
be
I'm gonna ask
listening,
you is
and also while I'm working, I will listen. So if anybody has anything else they want to shout at me, I will continue to be here.
And
Yeah?
could you put your contact details into the chat? And where are
will.
you based? Where are you based? Are you London?
I'm in East London.
East London.
I'm in East London at Stanford Hill.
Right.
Yes.
So put your contact details into the chat for us in case anybody wants to get in touch and come and
Thank you.
Start getting some of your wonderful treatments.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bless you.
Have a great day, ladies. And thank you for having me. I hope that I can impact somebody's life.
Oh, all of us, collectively together we are stronger. And that's why I love celebrating, Queens and Rudy J Media, international black hair and beauty rocks. And you just heard from one of the icons in our industry. 40 years Norma has been making people doing makeup, giving advice, making people just look beautiful and radiant. And Norma is an example of what she does. She lives, breathes makeup.
Somebody saying, do we need to use soap? No, you don't need to use soap on your skin, please. It's made from animal fats.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, ladies.
All right, my darling. We'll catch up. Right, ladies, we're moving on now to our next wonderful speaker, Lorna Jones. Are you in the house, Lorna? Author and certified trichologist. Lorna undertook her clinical training in various parts of the world, including Australia, South Africa, Washington, DC, Amsterdam, and Manchester. Lorna qualified as a trichologist from the prestigious International Association of Trichologists. Lorna has a special interest in hair research and regularly attends conferences and seminars, which enables her to deliver the most up-to-date and relevant evidence-based advice to her clients. She attends conferences both in the UK and internationally to capture the research that is being carried out globally. So my darling Lorna, where are you?
Right here, thank you. Can I share screens?
Yes, you can, my queen. Oh, lovely to see you.
Amazing, thank you. Brilliant, well done. So thank you, Queen Joan. It's been amazing. Your sessions have been going for some time, and they're just amazing. I mean, people are coming week after week after week. So clearly, it's impacting a number of women, and you've got such a variety of topics and a variety of speakers. Well done for putting the platform together. Thank you. All right, so today, obviously we're at Queen's International Black Hair and Beauty Rock session. I'm going to spend some time, I'm going to take you away. We're going to do a bit of science, actually. We're going to go beyond the scalp. So just a little bit of, about me, a bit more about me. So I'm a trichologist and author. So I have two clinics. One is in Upper Wimpole Street, which is around the corner from Harley Street. And that's in central London. And the second one is in southeast London, which is in Forest Hill. So they're both currently closed. I'm not seeing face-to-face at the moment, still continuing virtual consultations, but that will change when we come out of full lockdown on the 21st of June. As Joan mentioned, I'm an author, so I've written a book, If Only Hair Could Talk. It's available at Amazon, and it's about a hair follicle that comes to life and just explains how it feels when we do different processes to our hair. I also run courses. I've got a course starting in May, I'll say this month. May is tomorrow. So it's a course for, it'll be good for hairdressers and barbers who want to take their career to another level. It will talk about the hair, again, beyond the scalp, and it will talk about some the processes we do to our hair, chemical processes, heating, and how that affects hair. So it'll be good for people who work in the industry, who want to take their career, who can give hair advice, who want to take their career to another level. And it's also good for people who just want to know more about hair. So you may not at the moment work in the hair industry, but you may be thinking of a career change. So it's a 3-month course. It's run with the International Association of Trichologists. It's webinars. We're going to have 6 webinars. It's 6 modules, and it's 12 lessons. So it's quite intense, but it's home learning. So it's for people who feel like going back to studying. I mean, during lockdown, there's been so much information online. So we're just continuing it. As people we're easing back out of lockdown. So we're easing out of lockdown. People still, I think there's an appetite for learning. This is an opportunity for people to learn at home and get a new insight into their hair. Right, so I'm going to talk about hair textures. I'm just going to get some notes. So, bit of science this morning. I don't know how early it is for people. We're going to do a quick whistle stop tour. So when we look at hair, we look at hair in terms of 3 types of textures. So we look at hair in terms of straight hair, wavy hair, and curly hair. So today I'm going to focus on Afro textured hair, which is curly textured hair. And I think that's because of the majority of the women here have Afro textured hair. So it's structurally different to the other 2 hair types. So that will be women and men with Caucasian men and women. That will be Asian men and women. They'll have that type of hair type. And this is Afro textured hair. So it's lower density. So we have on average 100,000 hair follicles we're born with every year. We're born with. But women and men with Afro textured hair have less than that. So it could be between 50 to 100. With the other 2 hair textures, it can be up to 120,000, up to 150,000. Also, Afro textured hair is slower growing. So it takes longer to grow than the other 2 textures. Because it's curly, it has a tendency to break more easily. Because if you think, every time there's a kink here, or hair, it's an area of weakness. So hair can break, especially if you're combing it. People quite often go into these, what they call protective hairstyles, to protect their hair, but that's another webinar actually. But in terms of manipulating it, we just need to be super careful because the hair can break. Not only that, our bodies, our scalp produces an oily substance called sebum, and the sebum comes out of the scalp, comes out from the scalp and arrives onto the scalp, and it coats the hair. So women with straight hair, with the oils, if you can imagine oil cascading down a straight hair, it will go down relatively easily, smoothly. And some women with straight hair will be washing their hair every day because they'll complain of it being greasy, and that's the reason. They've got straight hair, the oils are moving down their hair and it makes hair greasy, and they're washing it every day. Well, that's not the case with Afro textured hair, because if the oils are cascading down, you can imagine it may get stuck here, it may get stuck here, and it just won't get to the end. So as a result of that, Afro textured hair is dry. So if the oils get to only hair, the scalp may be oily, and I know we oil our scalp, which is another webinar, but I know we like to oil our scalp. That's just been habit. But the oils can be congregating up here, not getting to the end. That's why women and men with Afro textured hair tend to apply oils and tend to need to apply oils to their hair. People say their hair doesn't grow. That's the one that we hear about quite often. Hair doesn't seem to be growing. So hair gets to a certain point, stops, and it just doesn't seem to grow beyond, I don't know, maybe shoulder length, but people quite like to be able to see hair growth. Well, hair absolutely does grow. It's a process that is automatic. So you've got actively dividing cells. Norma talked about the skin cells. So 28 days, the cell starts off at the bottom of the skin in the epidermis, and it works its way up, and it takes 28 days. You've got new cells, and that the skin that you're seeing today are your dead skin cells, and it's an automatic process. It's like your hair. Your hair is actively, you've got cells actively dividing, which is pushing the hair cells out. So what happens is, it's a very simple process. It's because hair cycles. So the hair starts in the bulb, grows out, and it stays in what we call the growth stage, which is the anagen stage. And the 85%, the majority of your hair on your head today, if you're growing your hair, will be in the growth stage. It can stay in the growth stage between 2 to 6 years. Now, the longer your hair stays in the growth stage, is the longer the length. That's where you get your length from. So the longer your hair will be. So if you've got your hair in the growth stage for 6 years, which means you've got one single strand on your head for 6 or 7 years, you may have waist length hair. So if you have hair if you're in the growth stage for maybe 2 or 3 years, then that may give you your above shoulder length or maybe shoulder length hair. Once your hair gets to everybody's got their own cycle. So once it gets to whatever your normal cycle is, so if you've got a 3-year growth cycle, for example, if it stays there for 3 years, and that's usual for you, and that's predetermined by race, so you can't actually change your growth cycle, and it moves to what we call interim stage, and it moves finally to what we call a telogen stage, and it's getting ready to fall out. So the hair that you find in your comb and in your brush, and when you're washing your hair, will be your hair that's already detached from the structure that's holding it in place, and it's getting ready to fall out, and there's a new one behind. So your hair is growing all the time. What happens is, with hair loss, and we're not going to dwell on hair loss today, but with hair loss, this is the cycle the normal hair growth cycle. It's a disruption of this cycle that causes hair loss. So, for example, when your hair is ready to go out, and if there's not one behind ready to, it's not pushing it out, but it's ready to take its place. There's not one hair shaft in the follicle that will cause, obviously, it'll be empty, and it will cause hair loss there. We can also lose hair here, and that's a number of men and women who have chemotherapy treatment for cancer, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on, can lose their hair here because it's the chemicals that prevents the growth stage. So it's the disruption of this whole cycle that will cause hair loss. Either the hair falls out hair too quickly, or the hair's not hair, or the hair's rushing through. Instead of you having your growth length for 2 years or 3 years, it's cut short and it rushes to this end. But it's this disruption that causes hair loss. So your hair does grow. I thought this was really important to say so. So what are the optimal conditions to grow hair? Right, so if you think of your hair as a plant, I always quite like this analogy. So that's your scalp and that's your hair shaft. So it's what's going on actually in the scalp and in your body, because the scalp's your body, your skin, that will determine, that will help to determine your hair growth. So, for example, you need a well-balanced diet, just like you need for plants. They need to have, good soil. So that's the nutrients that are coming through your blood system. You need to have safe styling practices, because once your hair arrives onto your scalp, the only thing you can do once it arrives on is to keep it in good condition. So it's to moisturize it, obviously not over manipulate it, and feed your hair, and as I said, safe styling processes. So if people are having difficulty or having problems with their hair is feeling dry, or they've got hair loss, the first thing to do is to rule out any deficiencies. You look at any underlying health factors. And something really important I need to say to you, adding anything to your hair will not actually grow your hair. Adding oils to your hair or any products will just keep it moisturized and conditioned, but it won't actually grow. Your hair grows from in the bulb, just like a plant, but we differ in that with a plant. If you want to get if you had loads of these different plants along, and if you wanted to get a really bushy plant, you might cut trim them back, and you'll get leaves sprouting at the sides, and you can get a nice bush. But with hair, you need to trim your hair, but you can't sprout growth from trimming it. what all that does is just prevents the split ends from splitting there and splitting right back and causing hair loss. But you can't add any product whatsoever to your hair to make it grow. But you can add products that will condition and moisturize it. People add oils to their hair. So if you're adding oils to your hair, that will keep it supple. If you're adding thick oils to your hair, for example, we quite like castor oil. That's used quite a lot with women that have textured hair and men. And like castor oil is very, very thick. So what that can do is just coat it. And if it protects, by coating it and protects it, means that it doesn't break and doesn't become brittle, then I guess that will give you your length, but it's not actually growing your hair. Your hair grows from inside your body. Can you control the growth rates? These are the questions people ask. What can you do to make it grow quicker? Well, sometimes people take supplements, and biotin is one that people think that's going to help. Well, biotin is, there's a myth around biotin, because if you're not deficient in biotin, then it's not necessarily going to make your hair grow any quicker. In fact, it's very rare for anyone to be deficient in biotin. People take it, but it'll be good for your nails, but it's not necessarily going to be good for your hair growth. It's one that we need and one that's in our bodies, but taking additional biotin will not give you that extra length. People say they take it and their hair's grown, and maybe they're doing other things as well at the same time. Maybe they're looking after their hair more. Perhaps they're I don't know, they're using, conditioning it. Maybe they're washing it more. Maybe they're taking care of their cells, a bit, exercise. Maybe they're doing, all of these things will help, and eating better generally all round. So they will all have a effect. And the important thing with biotin is that it can mask blood results. So if people are taking biotin and going for their blood results, blood tests, you just need to be able to tell your doctor, because it may mask other things that's happening. For example, somebody had a test for somebody's having a heart attack, but the biotin masked the results and they didn't know. So it's just important, if you're going to have blood tests, you just come off the biotin 2 or 3 days before you have your blood test, or at least you tell your doctor. How can you retain length? So we've talked about how we grow hair. Hair grows from inside the scalp. So your job is our job is to keep our hair on our head for as long as we possibly can. And the longer we can keep it on our head, irrespective of the growth cycle, it depends on your type of hair care. So if you have a look at how we look after our hair, so it's important when we're washing our hair, should be shampooing your hair 1 to 2 weeks, once or twice, weekly or fortnightly. If you can't do weekly, you should be looking for a gentle sulfate-free shampoo. You should be conditioning your hair after you wash your hair, and that's usually a lighter, sort of thinner type of conditioning. You should also be deep conditioning your hair, which would be a thicker kind of condition, and that's after you normally keep that on for 30 minutes, whatever it says on the bottle. You usually keep the thinner conditioner on for 2 or 3 minutes afterwards, but your deep conditioning is a longer process, and you should try to deep condition every week. And then, of course, we just said keep to good styling methods to make sure that your hair doesn't get over manipulated. So infrequent washing means that especially now when many women are going natural, we're using so many different oils. So if you don't cleanse off those additional oils, it can lead to product build-up. That's on your hair and on your scalp. So it's really important that we pay more attention now, because infrequent washing can lead to that. And as I said, the conditioner provides the moisture that we need and the conditioning. Why does hair go grey? That's another question we sometimes get asked. What is it that causes hair growth? Now, the colour of our hair is important to many of us. many women, particularly, sometimes men embrace it. It indicates youth and vitality. And what happens is, when your hair goes grey, it just means that there's a change in the pigmentation. In fact, it's depigmented. So depigmented, sorry. So what happens is we have some cells in the body called melanocytes, and they produce melanin, just like how we produce melanin in the skin that gives us skin colour, but it also gives hair colour. And as the hair ages, then there are less melanocytes, so they produce less of a colour. So there's no colour. So when we say we're going grey, it hasn't literally gone grey. It just means there's no pigment in the skin, no pigment in the actual hair. What can we do to stop this process? Well, there's nothing you can actually do, but they did find a study with an 11-year-old, and which was premature graying, and they gave him iron ferrous sulfate, I believe it was, and that reversed his condition. But that study is far too small. It was just a young boy. It helps with premature graying, but as I said earlier, any hair condition, just ensure that you're not deficient in any of your nutrients. That's the first thing to look for. We're not suggesting deficiency in nutrients causes grey hair. It's a natural process as the hair starts to age. So why has my hair texture changed? People will often notice that their hair has been curly, and it's gone straight or wavy. It's gone curlier, and all sorts of things. So this is an acquired hair shaft change, and what can happen, especially in some types of hair loss, when your hair's recovering, especially for example, alopecia areata, and the hair comes back white, or as I said, without the pigment. So that can sometimes happen. It can happen possibly with medication, or even change, or even age, but there's not a lot of research done on it. For example, I know my hair, I know I've got my hair covered over today, my hair used to be very, a lot looser, the curls. I think it's probably between that and that. And now when I noticed my hair was changing, because when my hair used to come out in the washing, my hair used to come out very long strands, and they were, as I said, between that and that. Now my hair is very curly, and I looked at it and I thought, my hair never used to be like that. It just didn't. And I know straight away. So there's still lots of research going on at the moment, probably more research to be done, but these are things of interest. So, research is a lot of money. So unless someone's going to really look into, go into more depth, but certainly hair textures can change. And I said it can change through medication, it can change through age, and it can change if you're recovering from a particular type of hair loss called alopecia areata. So that's the end of my presentation. I'm just going to finish with a webinar I'm holding on the 23rd of May. I'll put the details in the chat. So it's a very special webinar. I'm working and collaborating with the Cancer Hair Loss Charity, and they're coming to talk about cancer hair loss as a result of cancer treatments to new growth. So we're looking at all hair types, but she will be looking at Afro hair loss. And Afro hair loss is slightly different in terms of, when I say the treatment in the hospitals, some of the treatments they may have, it might be a little bit more tricky because of the Afro textured hair. When I send you the link, I'm going to put a link in the chat. There's a little video and it explains why, and it's because of our the thickness of our hair, not necessarily the thickness, the waviness of our hair. The curliness of our hair sometimes affects some of the treatments that are available. But there's lots of different things. They're a really good charity. They give out free hair loss. Guides for people that are experiencing cancer. They give advice before, during and after, and they help people to recover their hair. So if you can come along, even if you're not affected by it, you may know someone that might be affected by it, and it's just really useful, interesting information. So that's my contact details, and that's the end of my presentation. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Oh, thank you very, very much for that, Lorna. Wealth of information there, as always. Our queen, our expert trichologist in the house. Wonderful. Somebody was asking about black seed oil and does it work?
Was that for me or for, I think that was for Norma actually.
Oh, was it?
I think so, yeah, that was a skin one. Yeah.
Okay. Not to, but do you have a view on it? That's one quick question.
Well, in terms of natural oils, I mean, people, natural remedies, you know, people need to understand what it is that they say they do. What do they want it to do to work? To grow hair, or to you know, is it about is it about trying to grow their hair, or is it about their actual health? So in terms of the depths of that, I wouldn't be able to say. So it depends what they wanted to be able to do. Put it on your hair, or to, I don't know.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask, if you could please put your contact details into the chat, because I think somebody was asking, like, where is the clinic in? Is it Forest Hill?
There's
Yeah, so somebody was asking where that is. So if you put your contact details into the chat, and hope they'll hopefully get in touch with you. But thank you very, very much for that presentation. Amazing. So you're going to stick around for a little while, I hope.
I will be for a little while.
Fantastic. So the next speaker that we have is the beautiful Safina. Safina Charlie, lecturer, entrepreneur, author, spiritualist, reaching higher vibration. Safina is the owner of a beauty training school for young, vulnerable women, mentor and motivational speaker. Be kind to yourselves. Safina is the owner of Sitting Pretty Academy, teaching platform for all things hair and beauty, nails, massage, aesthetics, teacher training, assessor, customer service. This queen does rock. She does a wealth of things. So where are you, beautiful Safina? Please come.
Hi, how are you? Hi, everybody. Thank you for inviting me back onto your platform. Very grateful. Thank you.
Good to have you.
If you ever knew what I was doing, Joan, before I got this, my laptop died on me. Literally, while Norma was talking. Then I had to get another laptop. Then I had to load on the Zoom. Then I had to put the password in. Yeah, it's a lot.
Something was trying to stop you, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
But you're here.
But I'm here. Yes, thank you.
So tell us a bit about the school. Tell us about the world of beauty, makeup from your perspective.
It's Norma made some really, really good highlighted points. I've been teaching for probably about 12 years within the industry. Started doing beauty when I was about 17, 18, didn't like it. Went into social work, completely different. And then came back into it a bit later on when I was studying doing my marketing degree at the University of East London. And I think I've started something new-ish. Well, I started it just before lockdown, actually, and now I've come back to it, where I actually trade test ladies who have already qualified in beauty therapy or hair. Because what I was finding is that Norma mentioned about there being not a lot of knowledge that is being passed down. And I would find that a lot of ladies, obviously because of what I do, I'm surrounded around a lot of different types of individuals. And a lot of the ladies would go to an agency, they'd get qualified, they'd go to an agency, start working, not very confident, not very good, not very knowledgeable. So what I have now devised is, which I'm getting someone to work on the website at the moment, is we call it the Beauty Trade Testing Centre, where they come to us once they're qualified and we trade test them on different areas. So we focus on different areas that they might not be confident at. So that might be things down to professional attire, how to do a thorough consultation, what kind of contraindications they should be looking for, just so that when they go into the industry, they're not doing more damage to the clients because they don't have the knowledge, the underpinning knowledge, and they can feel confident in giving, you know, a really beneficial treatment to clients. Because I have seen I used to work in another company that did something similar, not quite that. And when they used to come in for interviews, it was shocking that these ladies were actually already qualified, supposedly to a high standard in our realms. We've got NVQs, National Vocation Qualification, which is like the highest tier of a qualification that you can have within the hair and beauty industry. And these ladies, the knowledge that they had and the practical knowledge that we was actually seeing was a lot left to be desired. So I started this up, which hopefully, you know, when COVID gives us a break, we'll be able to strategize this properly so that, you know, they're not doing more damage than good. And people can get what they're paying for, which is, you know, a really good service.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of great areas in beauty. And I think a lot of people do jump into beauty because they think it's all pretty.
Yes.
And easy to do, but when they start training and they got to find out about the anatomy and the physiology of the body and how complex it is. I mean, you could hear from what Norma was saying, and obviously Lorna, how complex the skin and all our vital organs are in terms of how we work. It's not so plain Jane after all. So that's one of my side kind of like hustles that I'm now looking into doing.
I've been muted.
Yeah. Like, what's happening?
So I was just saying, it sounds really, really exciting, the journey. So you also run a training academy.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that and how that all started.
So our training academy is based in East London, in Chinkford. I didn't originate in that location. I originated in a university. So I started off as a nail bar. Well, actually, it started off as a figment of my imagination, which was a project that I was doing at university, actually. And then I made it into a nail bar. And then I thought, I was teaching at that time as well as studying. And I thought it might be a good idea to probably do a training school, because then I can kind of be more kind of oversee it kind of thing, rather, because at the time I was doing a nail bar. I wasn't even a nail technician. I was a beauty therapist, but I wasn't a qualified nail technician. So I had other girls coming in to do the job, which was an experience. So that kind of led me to believe that I had to kind of do a training school, so that way whoever I employed to deliver training would actually do the job thoroughly. From that, we grew exponentially. So I then moved to Chinkford, and you know, it kind of started from there. So we've literally grown. So from starting from a nail bar, we've gone to, we're no longer a nail bar. We don't offer nails like that. Don't like it. I love teaching it, not interested in doing people's nails to that capacity. So now we work with young people, vulnerable young people from 14 between 18 category. So they might be in approved, they might be in mainstream school, but kind of want to do something different, but kind of don't know why. So we kind of do tasters where they can come in and see what they like, because there's so many levels of qualifications that you can do within the industry, and sometimes they're not aware of what that pathway is. So we kind of just show them another way of accessing different types of pathways. So we kind of do testers that amalgamate a bit of hair, some beauty, some makeup, and then they can have a choice at that tender age of whether that is even for them or whether they might go on to do something else. We also do a lot of stuff with social services and the PRUs. So we might have young people that come in that have never ever been achieved anything before, you know, or they might be truanting, hardly go to school, they hardly turn up. Sometimes they don't even go to school. We've had some young people where they've, you know, the last time she was in school was from the age of 6 years old. So, you know, her reading and writing skills, you know,
levels are not going to be there, are they?
Absolutely not. So what we would do in situations like that, we'd get like our fabulous Norma, because Norma teaches with me, and we'd probably like set Norma, because she's really patient in that kind of environment. Not that I'm not, but I kind of do different types of training, and we would do a one-to-one with those types of individuals. We'd offer them functional skills, English and maths, because obviously she would have never been able to attain that because she's not even been homeschooled, she's just at home. And so we offer her functional skills, English and maths, and then obviously she would do whether it's hair or beauty. Normally they kind of gravitate more to beauty. I think they prefer, between me and my mum does the hair. My mum's a bit more stricter, so they kind of more like to gravitate with me because I'm a lot more fun and stuff like that. Norma's quite strict, but they all kind of gravitate more to the beauty because I'm a lot more fun. And we would go through those and give them those qualifications, so they would leave with those qualifications, whereas normally they'd just go on and be doing nothing and lost in the system because they can't work in an FE environment because there's not enough support. And the groups are too big. So our USP is that we work in very small groups, so we can kind of keep an eye and a gauge on everybody and see what's happening. And if there's a problem, they're more inclined to talk to us about it because it's a very nurturing environment. And in between all that, they're still learning a skill that then they could take on and work and earn some money. So we have that kind of category. And then we have our more mature categories that we work with. So they might be already working, they might be accountants, there might be solicitors. We've had an array of different types of women that have passed through that actually at some point in time want to shift direction in their careers and are kind of want to seeing how it kind of works, and they're getting things under their belt and they're kind of working. And then we have mums who are at home all the time with the kids and just are brain dead, and they want to do something else. They want to be something else other than mum, and they want to gain a qualification. So then we have those types of ladies that come in. So we range from 14. I think our eldest we've had in terms of teaching, I think was probably 60, 61. So the age is really good. So because of what we do, we're very blessed and fortunate that we can meet a whole type of different arrays of women from all different types of backgrounds. Education is not just about color. It's just not about being about black. It's just about being about women, and we empower them deeply. Imagine you've got Norma, and we empower them deeply, you know, so that they can actually, you know, start their own business if they want to. So I'll be the person that will kind of more deliver training in terms of them maybe becoming entrepreneurial. Because
so
sometimes,
do you have like a success story that you can share with us?
Oh, who? Okay, who can we just so?
Because when you think about
okay, yeah. So I had a young lady who came in to us. She used to work in customer service actually, so had nothing to do with beauty before ever. Decided she wanted to become a beauty therapist, so she started from her level 2 beauty therapy, and she worked all the way up. She did all her training with me at the academy. Someone recommended her to me, and that's how she came about. She actually lived in Cambridge, so she wasn't local, because we get people coming from far for training with us, but she lived in Cambridge. She came down every week. She went from level 2 so she did beauty therapy level 2, level 3. Then she wanted to do micro pigmentation, which is the tattooing courses and stuff like that. Then she went on to microblading, and then she went on to do her Botox and fillers, because we offer training in aesthetics, Botox and fillers and stuff. And now she's opened up her own clinic, doing aesthetics, and she is literally booming. She is like, she's kicking it. From earning probably 15,000 a year, she went to earning probably about 80,000 a year. She is doing big business. So we get a lot of women like that, and you know, it's not in our core syllabus to teach them the things that we're teaching them. But I know what it is like when you want to run a business. So we kind of I say things like, right, you're starting your training, but you need to look at your social media sites, get those up and running. You need to be looking at your business cards, your website, what's happening with that, what are you doing with that? So we don't just train them the course, which most centers, because I've worked in a lot of different training academies, and they don't do that. They don't have time. You just need to do the training and you take your money and you just need to leave. That's just how it is. They're not here for the game and the funds. They're here to make money, which is fine. But I understand that we need to equip them with appropriate tools so that they don't do a qualification that they end up leaving behind. Because when I was working at FE, a lot of the girls used to come and do their qualifications, and then I'd see them out. They'd be like, "Hi, Zeph, how are you?" I'm like, "All right, where are you working?" I'm working in Tesco's, or I'm working, with another organization. Absolutely nothing to do with what they've trained for years.
Yeah.
So this is what we're trying to stop from happening, that if you're going to do this, you're going to commit to it, but they need to feel confident that they know what they're doing when they're doing it.
So you offer an array of courses. So let's tell me a few of the courses that you offer, and how do they sign up?
So we got the Erasmus program, which is free, that's funded. So for that, they have to be 18 and above for the Erasmus program, and we send them to abroad to south of France. So that's all expenses paid. So we pay for their flight accommodation and they get an allowance while they're there. It's a 2-week window, and then they will work voluntary. They don't get paid for the working because they're already getting everything else, but it's the experience that they will pick up. So we have connections with different hair and beauty salons in south of France, and they will go in there and they will learn different things. Sometimes the salon owners may decide that they want to train them up in something in particular, or if they know what they want to do, then they kind of work on that. And it's such a good experience, something that, is invaluable. So we're looking at working in other places. I've been in contact with another organization in Ghana.
Okay.
So we're having conversations about that, which I'm going to be pulling Norma into. So we can kind of do stuff so we can get students going to Ghana and students coming from Ghana. We also have free funding at the moment. Funding changes consistently all the time for things like customer service, business skills, functional skills, English and maths. If they do that, then they can kind of slip into the bottom level of doing beauty and nails. And then we also have, if they're paying for the funded courses, obviously the beauty therapy level 2, level 3, hairdressing. We also soon, because my mum's doing training with B, going to be offering wig making courses. So that will be something that will be happening soon, which a lot of people have been interested in. And we also offer things like tattooing courses, so semi-permanent makeup.
Okay.
We also do microblading, and we're just getting ready at the moment to do laser, like our level 4 qualifications. So laser and advanced epilation courses. So there's quite a lot that we.
Oh, you're a busy queen. Very busy queen. But you are doing such wonderful work, because this is Queens and Rudy J Media, international black hair and beauty rocks. And I've got you guys as the legends, the icons in the business, but it's about bringing the young people up as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
For our hair industry and beauty industry to continue to flourish, we need to have the young ones come in and taking up the baton. And it's always changing, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're right. And it's about things like professionalism. And when and my mum taught me this, and this is something I taught when I started to become very entrepreneurial. My mum said to me that in terms of professional conduct, it doesn't end when you leave your work. You're now a business owner, you're now a boss, and you have to act accordingly, because you don't want things to come up and bite you in the bum later on, because you don't know where your path is going to take you and how it may end up. So I would also say to people that when you're going to start a business, You need to conduct yourself in a particular manner inside work and outside of work, because you just don't know who's watching you, and you don't know where that can actually take you. So that's, especially for young people, this is something I say all the time. You know, it's okay to have your Instagram stuff with doing the most, but you know, eventually, depending on what you're doing, you're gonna have to, you know, maybe clean that up a little bit. And when you're out, you know, don't be trying to get into brawls and fights, and you know, people are Snapchatting, videoing it, and then later on something happens, you're like, oh, okay, you know. So we try to, and things happen. So it's not even that, because when I'm ready, you know, I can get down. I try not to, but things happen, right? But what I'm trying to say is, in a professional manner, you have to just remember that you need to be professional in as well as out, because you just never know where you're going to be. I did not think that where I am right now, I was going to be doing that in 20 years. No way.
Well, it's a bit like, look at us now. You know, we are streaming. We're on Zoom. We're streaming through Facebook, which is going all over. We're on YouTube right now, going all over. And you're so right in what you say. You just don't know, you know, what blessing is going to fall, you know, going to come into your path or fall your way. So it's very true.
Very true. Absolutely. And I have my book that's coming out soon. With Norma. So a guide to running a beauty training school. It's more motivational, actually. I didn't write it as a motivational piece, but it is more motivational, and it's about the highs and lows when you're in that type of a business. And the things that you kind of experience that people don't want to share, and they don't want to tell you, you know, and things like that. So it kind of gives you it's quite easy to read. You can go into different sections about it with it if you're having a particular issue, and you can kind of gain a kind of understanding of what you could do in this kind of situation. So that should be coming out soon.
Wonderful. What's happened there?
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Zafina.
Thank you.
You are doing absolutely fantastic work, and we just need to be shouting from the rafters, just sharing what you do, because there's a lot of young people, you know, who could be putting their energies into something as productive as working in the hair and beauty industry. So we just need to, you know, encourage them, you know, and it can be glamorous, and it's interesting, and it's exciting. And, you know, you can set up your own business from this. So you're doing wonderful work, my darling. Please
thank you very much.
Details into the chat, and we'll pick up any questions along the way or at the end.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, moving on, we have the wonderful Verona White, celebrity hairstylist and CEO of Afro Hair Growth Challenge, which is a platform where she mentors people with natural Afro hair who want to understand their hair. So Verona, my darling, where are you? Verona has a Yes, Veronica, I mean, you do so much. I can't keep up with you, Queen.
I know. I do a lot. I've been working
much, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Lovely to have you with us. Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
You style so many hair textures. You just, I mean, your resume.
Keep it going. Keep it going, and keep out of trouble.
Oh, goodness. So what have you got to share with us this morning on the platform?
Right.
Where does one start?
I know, but I'm just going to do like a snippet of general things. So first of all, thank you for inviting me again on this platform. It's a wonderful platform, and it's good to be with queens and kings, just celebrating, as I always say, united we stand and divided we fall. So unity is such a great thing. So I you know, gonna bounce off some of the things that's been said by Lorna, in, you know, the way that we handle our hair. So I'm a hairdresser, and Lorna, she's the trichologist, where us as hairdressers, because I want to talk to a little bit about to the hairdressers. I hope everybody can hear and see me okay, because I'm not at my usual place. But anyway, yes, I want to talk to hairdressers first of all in knowing and partnering with trichologists, because I've seen an increase in hair loss. And at college, uni, we basically are only taught from the scalp upwards to the ends of the hair. And I want to encourage every hairdresser to partner with a great trichologist, because hair is being lost and we kind of diagnose things that we don't know. So Lorna, I can see that you know your thing. And, you know, I've got a couple of people who I partner with as well. But I need trichologists to kind of be out there more. I am, I just briefly introduce myself. I've been doing hair for like 30 years. I'm a professional wig technician, which I travel the world from China to India to goodness, Jamaica, America, and also here. And I teach it, you know, and administer it to different people from cancer to alopecia. And some of the hair loss is caused by illness, and some of it is caused by ourselves and our hairdressers. And when it reaches like a certain point, we should know when, you know, we've got to hand it over to the trichologist. And I would encourage them to go on Lorna's course if you need to know more about hair loss and alopecia and everything like that. So that's what I just really want to, you know, us to shout about and get to. Goodness. So, okay, the first thing I want to talk about is understanding your hair type and porosity. Now, we've got all these hair product stores with thousands and thousands and thousands of hair shampoos, conditioners, and everything like that. And all we've got to go by is what's on the label. So at the front of the label, you know, you might have your shampoo, but, you know, when you turn it around, you've got all these ingredients that you just don't understand. Now, I want us to get a little bit ingredient savvy and understand that less is more. And, you know, like Lorna said, to stay away from parabens and sulfates. You know, a lot of them are like preservatives, like to keep the product lasting longer, but it interferes with our hair's integrity and everything like that. So my thing, and I know a lot of product owners, you know, I'm a product owner myself, is I would say to mix organic things like aloe vera, like black soap. But wait, I know people are going to say black soap is drying for your hair, but I'm going to come back to that. Like activated charcoal, like amla powder, you know, all of these things that we need to have, we should have in our part of our hair product, and mixing it in with shampoos. Now, for instance, aloe vera, it's, you know, you can get it like one of those big king ones, or if you're blessed enough and, you know, I'm your sister, I'm your everything, and have a big plant, then you can liquidize that and put some oil in, put some essence in, like, you know, tea tree or whatever you want to put in, or vitamin E, and you can use that to actually wash and shampoo your hair. So shampooing your hair doesn't always have to be from the bottle, you know, where you do, you know, you conventionally sud it up. You know, there's different ways of cleansing your hair to keep the integrity of your hair just intact, and to keep it soft, and to keep the pH level on your hair. So I would advise people to try it, just try it once. So even if you use your shampoo and a moisturizing shampoo for curly coiled hair, which is really important, and then you use the aloe vera another time, then I encourage you to mix it up. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's certain ingredients that are affecting our health. That there's certain ingredients that are seeping into our skin. There's certain ingredients that are hormone triggers, what we don't understand. So that's why I really would encourage you to do that, because sometimes we don't understand everything. Everybody's got different giftings, and formulators and chemists and people who understand ingredients, but we don't. So if you don't know, then it's simple, like for the cleansing part. Another way that you can actually cleanse your hair, and you don't always have to, it doesn't always have to be shampoo based, it doesn't always have to lather, is by using organic baking soda. If you want a real cleanse, by absolutely soaking your hair, goodness, I'm gonna go and grab something in a minute, soaking your hair with water, and then sprinkling all the organic baking soda on your hair, and you'll find that all the grease and everything will come out of your hair. And some people might think, well, I need a good shampoo. But if you notice, like even mine, when I was younger, my hair was black and it was lustrous. And as we've got older, especially since we've taken over our hair, when our mothers used to do our hair, it's got browner, and it's just lost its color. And that's because there's lots of shampoos that strip the actual hair. Now, I've got my line of products, and we have a shampoo, and it doesn't really sud that much because it keeps the integrity of the hair. So that's what we've got to look on, because we want to keep the moisture in our hair as much as possible. And I don't like to use clarifying shampoos. I know some people say, you have to strip it and everything like that, but it's good to use it if you know how to bring back the pH of the hair. And if you don't know how to bring it back, because we can say, right, we're going to clean the hair and strip it of all the oils, but we don't know how to bring the softness and the moisture back in time. And if you notice, like for the first couple of days, if you haven't done that in your pre-shampooing and your shampoo and your conditioning, then you'll find you're doing catch up, and you have to spend at least 2-3 days for the hair to get back its moist. But if we do this at every stage, like the pre-shampooing, aloe vera, again, is one of my favorite ingredients. We use it, and using the pre-shampoo, during shampooing, in your conditioner, as a leave-in conditioner, then you'll find that this product is absolutely amazing when it's mixed with like the right oils. So that's what I wanted just to say about shampooing stage. Now, understanding your type and porosity of your hair is so, so, so important. Now, I might say, right, because I've got a mixture of 4B and 4C hair, and which looks like yours, but then I have a different porosity. So porosity means that there's some scales, like fish scales, on outside each strand of the hair. And if you're using the same product as you see, like me, thinking, well, your hair looks like mine, but your cuticles are different, then the product will react different. And you're thinking, well, I use that shampoo, but my hair acted like this, or my hair wouldn't penetrate this. So it's important that you find it out. And, one of the common ways of doing it is putting clean strands of hair. And I wouldn't say just from one, I'd say in the middle, I'd say in the side, at the back, and just see how your hair reacts in the water. If it sinks, that means you've got high porosity hair. And that means the cuticles are open. They're all open, and they're either your hair, you know, is just like that, or the cuticle layer has been altered. Now, the cuticle layer can be altered either by coloring. Your hair might be damaged. You might be using too much like heated tools. You know, those are the different ways where your hair will be high porosity. And what I would say to people, because some people, they color their hair and they're using the same product. So when you color your hair goes from the cuticle. If your hair was low porosity, where the cuticles are very tight on the outer scales of your hair, and then you color your hair, then you actually have gone from low porosity to high porosity. So the products that you're using normally, what I'd use on my hair, and if I colored like the ends of my hair, then there's a different kind of product and care that your hair actually needs. So we should be aware of things like this, and then we'll know, right, okay, we need a lot of more protein-based products when we have damaged or high porosity hair. And even with high or low porosity hair, treatments are everything. Like, you know, getting that moisture into your hair to lock into your hair, like do this on all high or low porosity hair. So we should just get in the habit of doing that. If you can't, you know, induce it by staying under a steamer or covering it with a cap, then put a cap on, put a, you know, a turban towel or whatever on there. But that will help the actual products, the moisture products, sit into your hair. Now, and Joan, if I'm going on, because I can chat when it comes to your passion, if I'm going on, please stop me. Yeah, so okay, so what we're talking about the hair. Now that the hair's, you know, we've got springy, coily hair, and it's the most fragile out of all the hair types. And some of my friends who've got straight or wavy hair, they thought, gosh, you know, they'll look at my hair and thinking, gosh, I thought it was the strongest hair. But the reason why it's the most fragile hair, yes, you know, we've all got probably the same density and the same curl or everything like that. It's because each one of those curls is linked to the other curl. So, okay, so when you moisturize your hair, why I say take it in sections at a time, never just throw things and just dab it onto your hair. Take it in sections, because you might get into like a kind of a routine where you just say, right, I'm just going to stab it, or I'm just going to do the roots. And then each time you're missing a link. So, and that link is always just being dehydrated, even just in the middle there. And when that link there is just like missed most of the time because you're just missing it, then it dehydrates and then it breaks. So it's not getting any moisture, it's not getting nothing lipid into it. And then the hair will break from that section away. So we've got to really understand that. Never just think, okay, let me just do that. Just work the product in, and then just make sure you've got it all in. So when you're actually doing you know, moisturizing, use the kind of products you use in your hair is really, really important. The method, how you put things in your hair, is really, really important. So when, you know, you might hear that, oh, do the lock method or the LCO method. Yeah, that they sound kind of like Americanized or anything like that, but they make sense. They make sense in how we apply products into our hair. For instance, if we have tightly coiled, tight, low porosity hair, and this is, by the way, when you put the hair in the water and it floats on top and the cuticles are closed, that means I am not opening to no oil. So when people think, use oil on your hair. Yeah, that's all great, but it will not go in the hair until you use a small molecule liquid going into the hair. So the only way, I like to kind of demonstrate how hair is. I liked how Norma just described the skin, because she feels, I feel her passion of making people understand how it works. So the hair that is like this, and it's kind of like doors that I will not open to oils, and I will not open to anything that's going to just think they're going to barge my way in. So when people say water is like a molecule that you should put in, believe it. My mother didn't believe it. The one people of her generation, it was like, hell no, you can't put water in there because it's going to dry the hair out. Yes, it will dry the hair out if you don't follow it on with an oil that will actually go in straight after it. So the molecule will go into the crevices of these scales on your hair, and it will open it up. And then after it's opened it up, and you've got a window, to while it's open, is to get your oils in. So oils, they keep the springs and the coils of your hair all nice and bouncy. So when that's all nice and bouncy, then the oils are there, they're dancing in there, and then the water will come away, and then it will lock it again. So to keep the oils in there, that's what I'm saying. Unless you're prepared to put oil and water in your hair all the time, these oils will come out of your hair. So you need to seal it with something with a bigger molecule in there, lock it in with things like, shea butter, or, depending how thick your hair is, like a castor oil, which will keep the oils in there. Once the oils are in there, then they'll stay like springy. If the oils escape, then you're going to have this rigid thing. So when you do comb your hair, then you're going to see all kind of things flying from the hair because the links have been broken. So the only way to keep it lubricated and to keep it dancing and all around, then that's the only way that the hair will keep moist. And goodness, I think it was Lorna that says that our hair grows. It does grow, and it does grow at this kind of this nearly the same rate as somebody who's got straight and wavy hair. But the only reason why we don't see the length is because we don't retain it. We've got to retain what's there, or we're going to lose it. And that's where we talk about the fragileness of the curls. Those links. I think somebody was talking about something about pocket curls, or it was on Clubhouse. I was talking to a lady, and she's saying that, it was a Caucasian lady that says she learned to do Afro hair, but she was so scared of losing a curl. So it's really important that we look after, because it's dead hair. Once it's out there, then we want to keep it nice and moist. And a lot of people think, right, if I can't touch grease on my hair, then my hair is not moisturized. You'll be surprised, when you touch your hair, you don't have to feel all this grease on your hair. Like, first of all, I'd say just put it in, and whatever's out is out. But you'll understand that you only need to moisturize your hair at least, I'd say, every 4 days if you're using good products. If you're using organic or good product, then trust me, you won't need to do it every day, because then you're clogging up your pores every day. So, you've got to be careful of how you're overloading these kind of things onto your hair, because your scalp needs to breathe. And people are going to be telling me, I'm saying you need to unlearn some things, because it's kind of like the same principle that Norma was saying, that we don't need to put loads of grease and everything onto our scalp. the old-fashioned way to say we have to part it and we have to put the grease. No, we don't, because if we're healthy inside, if we're drinking our water, we're taking our vitamins, then our skin will naturally produce its sebum. And for the first 1/4 inch of our hair, we don't need any grease. We don't need to, we shouldn't put conditioner on our scalp, because when you taking things off your scalp and you then replace it and put conditioner on your scalp, you're sealing things over again. So then you're putting all, like, you know, the particles. Conditioners made to seal and to, you know, soften and to put things back in. So there's kind of some things that we need to unlearn. Just a couple of points before I go, because I don't want to run over time. Okay, yeah. So another thing which is handy to a lot of people, we have these things where we spend a lot of money on products. One of them would be, I don't want to name brands, it's like an oil, where we say, right, if we use this oil, it's going to make our hair great. But what I'd say to you, you can infuse your own oils. Like I infuse like dandelion, marshmallow roots, goodness, different kinds of herbs in a bottle. I'm not even at home to, you know, show you what it is, and put them in a bottle, like sprinkle them in with your favorite oil, whether it's olive oil, you know, avocado oil, and put them in a dark place for like 10 days and just shake it up every few days and put it back and make them infuse. And what you'll find is that the ones, you know, that we're making in the shop, you know, and you're buying for 20, 30 pound, whatever, you can do it yourself, you know. And it's kind of what I want to do, is for you to take charge of what's going on your hair, using less product ingredient that we have to, like, no matter how much less things we use, like less, no sulfate, parabens, there's certain things you have to use in the product to keep it on the shelf, basically. So diluting things down and using less, then I think all these hormone triggers, you know, won't happen to us. Because, you know, nowadays you see like girls who are younger, who are developing more quickly. And I'm thinking, goodness, could this be through certain skin creams, through certain hair products, which are hormone triggers? You know, we're going into menopause more earlier. What is it? And us, you know, especially as Black people, are saying to my friends who are white, saying that it's a religion, that if you don't get up and you don't do some sort of creaming on your skin, then goodness, you're blessed if you don't have to. But this is like something where I don't think we'll ever get out. I think I'll kind of we'll shrivel up. But we use so many products on our skin, all of the, you know, the large organs, that the more natural the product is, the better for us. So, you know, don't be a product junkie. So I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, you know, kind of go more natural as much as possible. And I'm going to finish here by saying, one, every 3 months, and I'm going to challenge everybody to do a scalp and hair detox. Like Norma says, same principle. Learn to, you know, detox your scalp of all these hidden things like silicones and everything, to get out of your follicles, to get out of your hair. You need like a gangster product, which is that. And that's my kind of clarifying shampoo, is to use bentonite clay, Russelin clay, aloe vera, little bits of apple cider vinegar, which is really good, which is a big booster, but make sure you balance it up by putting the moisture, making sure you have your conditioners, your deep conditioners, and steaming. And right now, steaming is a great thing because it gets rid of that horrible COVID in the nose and whatever. So do it lots of steaming. And yeah, so I'm Verona White, and my website is www.afrohairgrowthchallenge.com, and I've written a book called DIY 20 recipes for, oh God, I forgot the name of the book, 20 recipes for curly Afro hair. And in there, I explain about understanding your hair. I explain about menopause and the effects and, you know, different things that we've got to do. And also there's lots of different recipes that you can use. And, you know, if you get them together and bring it to your hairstylist, or as I said, we've got our products there, and, you know, we're a young company and we do all kind of things. But I'm going to finish there. And one more thing before I go, so sorry, is protective styling. Get satin liners for your wigs. Ladies, you're not protected until that's protected. Thank you so much, June.
Thank you so much. And you're talking my language when you talk about natural products. You can't, because we're meant to be as close to nature as possible.
Yes.
For people. So I mean, we haven't bought hair oil and things for years. So we mix up coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, all different kind of oils. We're always mixing up, and it works. It works. So you
excellent.
Know, some really good advice and wonderful gems. And somebody was asking about rice water. What are your thoughts on that?
Rice water, it's a lot of protein. I don't like the idea of you putting that on your hair. If you must, make sure you mix it with oils, because the rice water will dry your hair out to a pulp. It strengthens it, but once the hair is strengthened, leave it alone. It's like you can't put too much natural in there. Once it's done, leave it alone. So if your hair is breaking all the, you know, just do it once, or make sure. I actually like to use the rice with lots of oils. Trust me, you will thank me, you know, and you'll become part of my family. But as I said, only deal with the hair while it's in that state. Once it's gone past that state, go to the conditioner and leave it alone. Don't do 3 months and whatever. It's only once to repair it if you must use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking about Norma's book, but the book is not out until the summer. So people have already been looking to buy the book.
Can we pre-order it? I want it.
And somebody was saying, great to hear about using aloe vera plants in hair.
Best.
So yeah, I have that. Yeah. Well, I'm just quickly going through the chat. Right, thank you very much for that, Verona. I'm going to quickly move on. Who we got next now? Ovi King, are you in the house, Ovi? So Ovi is the creator of Hair Care Revolution and president of the Afro Hair and Beauty Association. I'm not sure if he's here yet. Are you in the house, Ovi? Can you see Ovi, Rudy?
No, I cannot. Ovi, could you put your camera on, please, if that's possible?
Is he here?
I don't know what name he's using. No.
No? Okay, then we'll see if we can find him. I want to quickly call Gillian McKenzie, natural hair consultant, also an optician. Are you in the house, Gillian? Let's for you to quickly say hello. Where are you? Are you on the platform, Gillian? Yes, I can see you. Can you unmute Gillian McKenzie, please, Rudy?
Yeah, unmute Gillian.
Hi, good morning, sisters and brothers.
Welcome to the platform. Lovely to see you.
This is a surprise for me. I wasn't expecting to come on, as you can
Well,
see.
just say a quick hello. Tell us who you are and from your perspective as a loctician. So, I mean, we only spoke on the phone yesterday, but it's like we are connected already.
We only spoke yesterday.
This is our queen who's going to be leading the walking group in Milton Keynes. Whoop, whoop. Fantastic. Yes. So please, Gina, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I know I've put you on the spot. But, I mean, we've got all these powerful individuals in our community just making us look beautiful. Whatever hair type, whatever hairstyle, we have the professionals in our community. So
okay. Thank you so much. Sorry about a bit of background noise. I'm at my father's house in Essex, but I'm actually living in Milton Keynes. So that's where I operate from, as well as across the globe and across the UK, giving advice to people about their natural hair, mainly their locks and sister locks. So yeah, I actually started doing hair since I was 10. So, you know, that wasn't such a long time ago, but yeah, I started doing my own hair, which was braiding and plaiting and things like that. And then I just had a gift with my hands to actually help people braid their hair, plait their hair, two-strand twist their hair. And I actually used to live around the corner from our girl in Chingford. So I saw your shop from a nail bar grow, and then you changed the sign to Academy. I was like, what? I used to walk past there all the time, but I was doing locks on the side as a side hustle because I worked for the institution of Job Centre Plus, so for 30 years. So that was my full-time work. And then I decided when I moved to Milton Keynes to change my garage into a one seat, one mirror, you know, one chair salon. So I do consultations on a one-to-one basis for Afro hair, and mainly, as I said, sister locks, which is what I have, and traditional locks and natural hair. So a friend of mine told me that my hands are gifted. She said that they're like, what did she say? Sweet like honey or something to the hair. And she's on here today. So, you know, thank you for those wonderful words. She's a wordsmith. So yeah, a little bit about me, and locks really has been my passion since I decided to stop putting chemicals into my hair. So I basically moved from having my hair straightened, didn't really care much about my hair, to be fair. I used to have my niece used to come and straighten my hair because she's a hairdresser, and she's Vidal Sassoon trained, and she used to come and mess about with my hair, straighten it, do all sorts of cut it, do all sorts of things with it. Over the years. And then I decided I didn't want straightener in my hair anymore because there was always a burn. It was always obviously burning through the scalp, which I know now. And then along the journey, I had to, somebody said it earlier on, and it's on my podcast actually, which is to unlearn the old and relearn new. Okay, so these are things that we tend not to do. We tend to think about you know, keep on doing the same thing because we've been doing it for 40 years. That don't make it right. It doesn't really make it right. So we need to really do what you had just said, Verona, which is do a hair and scalp detox. And I think that's fantastic, you know, just to stop yourself from doing certain things for a while and then move on. There have been some questions, sis, in the chat about locks, and I have been here answering them as the other ladies have been going on. And so I've been answering people on a direct about their locks. Some of the questions are things like, how often should they wash their locks? You know, I would say every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, but there are some people who would prefer to go longer and it suits them. Because remember, we're all made up differently. We've all got different DNA. You know, we all have, some of us have a little European in us, some have a little Chinese in us, some have a little Indian in us. We have different hair types. And yes, the porosity is different, but you know, our DNA is different. And also our journey is different. So some of us might have been like me, relaxing their hair from the age of 10 and, you know, or 12 or, you know, whatever, but from a young age, and been relaxing your hair for the last 30, 40 years. And then all of a sudden now you want natural hair. Then when you go natural, you realize that actually there's a couple of patches in your scalp that you know, you don't know how to overcome that. And that's when, yes, you do need to be, for myself as a loctician, and I've been locking since 2005, well, actually 2002 is when I started training to become a loctician. And then I went on to do sister locks, trained to become a sister lock consultant. And then I moved to Milton Keynes, and that's where I operate from, basically. So it's important that you, like you said, I think one of the sisters said, Verona it might have been, when she said to ensure that you make links with trichologists. I know at least a handful of trichologists, including Lorna, and I'm on her course. So I've already signed up for that. And yeah, I just, you know, Stephanie Say, you've got Nicholas, I think it's Nicholas Small, you've got Jacqueline up in Northampton, you've got other people up in, you know, I'm up in the Midlands more or less now, so we've got to keep on connecting. And this is great. For me, it's so fantastic to talk about what I love, our hair. And then you brought on the skin side of it, girl.
And that's why I say international black hair and beauty.
I'm telling you.
We rock. And that's what it's about, that holistic approach.
It
and
has to be.
What I love about you, when I first saw you present on another platform, it's not about I, it's about we. And I love the way that you call other people, you know, you talk about other people who are in the same field, because, you know, you can't get to everybody. So
no, I can't get to everybody. And you know what? You need to know what is your gift. God has given us a gift. And my gift is not just to talk. My gift is not just my hands and locks. I know about Afro hair, but I don't know it that deeply to call myself a trichologist. No, you know, I was blessed with the knowledge from a young age, and I've just adapted it, and I spread that love, you know, and that joy across my family, my friends, whoever wants to listen, basically. And it's important that we share this, because the young ones coming up, like my girl Safina said about the academy. Yes, you're right, girl. You know, keep on bringing those people into your academy. And I really do hope that you have a contract with DWP, because you are, you know, you need to make sure that you have a contract, girl. So, because those people who need to get a job and don't know how to fix themselves, their hair, their makeup, all of that, we need to hook up so that you making sure that you've got those contacts. But listen, you know, about our locks, because I can go all over the place. Our locks is so important to just keep the scalp clean, keep the hair clean. Sister locks, when you start your sister locks journey, we don't put anything in your hair. So that's when the detox comes along. And it's quite a surprise for sister lock people who, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, nothing, no spray, no, you can just go natural, proper natural. And some people do need a little bit more oil. But I was saying earlier to one of your you know, audience on the chat, that it really does depend on where you are at the stage of your locks as well. Because when you got your baby locks, and then you got your toddler locks, and then you got your big grown adult locks that you've had for 10 plus years, you treat them differently along those stages. And when you're putting the baby locks into your head, you need to ensure that your stylist knows good trichologists, just in case they spot something in your scalp. From the person in the chair starts to put their shoulders up, their body language changes, You need to be reading that customer, that client, you know, in the chair. Their face starts scrunching up. You know there's a problem with their scalp. So you need to stop, you need to talk to them, you know, and you just need to keep on making sure that you are attentive to the client in the chair needs. Yeah. So, and they will talk about all sorts of things. And this is why I love to share information, because like Safina was saying, people from Cambridge are coming down to Chinkford, people from Kent and all over are coming up to Milton Keynes to see me, and people from, you know, Manchester and all this are contacting me for detail. So I love to hold that information and share it out, because it's not just about me. There's enough in the pot for all of us.
Well, exactly, and that's why it's so important, you know, to even have this platform now at this time, because people are desperate for information, you know, because we can't go to the hairdressers as such, and people are still kind of like fearful, so they're trying to get out, they're seeking information. So it's just wonderful to have even yourself on the platform again. You know, we've had such variety, you know, Norma as the beautician, Lorna as a trichologist, Verona, celebrity hairstylist. Everybody brings something to the pot. And even, you know, from your perspective as a loctician, natural hair.
Yeah.
Well, I've had to go natural in the lockdown.
A lot of people have had to go natural in lockdown, and a lot of men have grown their hair for the first time. A lot of men have actually, you know, there's a guy called, he's a barbershop agent, and he's from Milton Keynes. I know him. So we, you know, we're going to collaborate and do something on the barbers, you know what I mean? Because we've got a lot of young guys who have got the funky dreads on the top of their head now, and they're not looking after their scalp. They're still grabbing Sainsbury's or Tesco's shampoo, you know, where they need to be hooking up with my girl who's got the, you know, online shop. She's on today. Is it Love Me Afro Hair? She's on today, and she's got the online shop. And then you've got Hair Pop as well. They got online shop selling all of the products in one place, one shop. We need to be able to, you know, embrace all of our brothers and sisters that are just that black pound. We need to be paying each other. You know, enough of this. We need to help each other up. Everyone needs to lift each other up. It's not about suppressing each other and pulling each other down. You know, the girl, what was her name? Norma, she was talking about skincare. And it's so important that we present well, which is what she was saying. I think it was her, or it might have been Safina was saying that, actually, that we need to present well wherever we are, because you never know who is watching. You know, we got people on today from the States, Ghana, Africa, Canada, you know.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're streaming now through Facebook, we're streaming through on YouTube, and like you say, you don't know who's watching, where this is going to land, but again, it's about us putting ourselves out there. So
we have to put ourselves out there.
I just said, what, 121 people now. So if 121 people know about you now, which is
and you know, I
goes into the chat.
Yeah, I will put my details into the chat. I will. And I'd just like to say, you know, people who have got your hair in sister locks, for instance, I can talk sister locks. Like I washed mine yesterday. It's like this. And someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Verona was talking about the LOC method. I did that on my sister locks yesterday. Why? Because my sister locks, my scalp was compromised with traction alopecia in 2017. And also then the cerebrum no longer gets to the end of my lock. So I do that lock method on my locks so that I can get the oil to the end of my lock so that it stops breaking. So we need to, you know, we need to share our stories about our hair and our hair journeys, because it is a journey. If you want the style, you can have the style, you can just do a protective style. But most of the time, if you've got good hair on your head, everyone's got good hair. Everyone of us have good hair, right? So we just, when I say a good amount of hair, we can do something. We can help it grow back, you know, where possible, or we refer you to a trichologist.
Yeah.
So
all right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Queen's Walking Group in Milton Keynes. Yeah, hook us up. This is our queen is going to be leading the group. Thank you, my darling.
You're welcome.
Okay, to quickly call Malika, founder of Love Me a Afro. Where are you, Queen?
I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here, Joan.
You're right here. You're right here. You're right here. You're right here. Where are you? Oh, where are you? Ah, yes, I can see you now. So just to say a quick hello, because we're running, I want to do a quick Q&A. So let me
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Joan, for having me. And hello, good morning to everyone. I'm Malika, so I'm going to do my 60 seconds elevator pitch. I'm the founder of Love Me Afro Hair, a company that retails various brands of natural ingredients hair care products. I've started this business during lockdown due to my own challenges accessing hair care products in the east of England where I live, and also because I have struggled to love my own natural hair. Did you know that 70% of Afro women hair care products contains dangerous chemicals that lead to dry, damaged, and brittle hair? It also causes hormonal disruption, cancer, development and reproductive damage, allergies, and other adverse health effects. And this includes shampoos, conditioners, hair relaxers, hair colors, and bleaching agents. A research has also found that 70% of these women felt like the high street does not cater to their beauty needs and hair care needs. And 36% struggle to find advice within the high street stores. Here at Love Me Afro Hair, we aim to change that narrative because we believe that the pinnacle to achieving healthy hair starts with using natural and organic ingredients. We're committed to making hair care products for those with kinky, coily, and curly hair types, easy accessible online, coupled with tailored advice. Since the launch of my business, I've been featured in various national newspapers and magazines, namely The Times, The Guardian, The Hunts Post, You Magazine, and most recently, ITV News East Anglia. So if you're looking for a #1 rated supplier as voted by my customers, fast delivery, efficient customer service, coupled with tailored advice, then why not check us out today? Let us help you maintain your beautiful king coils and curls, but because you're beautiful not only now, but always. Thank you.
Muted. Thank you very much for that, my darling. And you will be showcasing your products next week. Yes, because we've got the Queens and Rudy Day International Black Hair and Beauty Rocks vendor event. Yes, so we're going to be hearing loads more about all the wonderful products that you can supply to people. Yes, so thank you very much for that, my darling. Amazing. Right, we can do a quick Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, and what we do each week, if you put your hand up, then I'll come to you, put your hand up, and please put your camera on because we don't like talking to a black screen, and you can go ahead and ask your question. And if you could say where you're coming in from, that would be so helpful. I don't know if Ovi's here yet, because I did, let's have a look. No, he's not on the platform yet. Okay. We'll see, he'll probably eventually come on. So do we have any questions for our wonderful, wonderful panelists, speakers this morning on the platform? Marcia and CC Thomas Clark. Hi, Marcia, if you could unmute yourself, my darling, and say where you're coming in from, because we'd like to know where our callers are coming in from.
Hello, ladies. I'm coming in from Forest Gate in East London, Manor Park. Sorry, say that again? Are you able to put your camera on so we can see who we're speaking to?
Yeah, she's on. She's on. I can see you. I can see you. Okay, no problem. Yeah, Marcia, I can see you. Continue.
Yeah, so I have a question. You're saying about using natural oils. My daughter and myself, she's allergic to shea butter and aloe vera oil, and I'm allergic to aloe vera. What could we use in the place of that?
So who would like to answer that? Anybody? Verona? If you're still there, Verona, can you answer?
Yeah, you could unmute, Verona.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you're unmuted.
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, yes. So you said you're allergic to aloe vera shea butter, which is a nut, so a lot of people are allergic to it. So olive oil and avocado oil. How do you react to that?
We haven't reacted to that now. But would that give us the same moisture and protein that we get with the
Yes, olive oil is a protein, it's protein plant-based. The only way you can get moisture from any oil is by making sure you use a thinner liquid, and that's water. So with water as well, you can infuse things like soaking fenugreek seeds. You can infuse things like dandelion and goodness, it's at the top of my head. Make sure you email me, but there's so many things you can infuse in the water, and your favorite oils. If you can't use aloe vera or shea, you can infuse oil and kind of put them in a cupboard for like 10 days, and you'll find all the nutrients and everything will draw into the oils as well. So definitely olive and avocado, because they're plant-based. But it's a shame you can't use aloe vera. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope that answers you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that, my darling. Thank you. So we now have Deborah Dakers. Hi, Deborah. Welcome to the platform, my darling. If we can see you on the, can we see you? Can you unmute, Deborah? Rudy.
Yeah, Deborah, I think you're unmuted. Your hand just went down. Oh, yeah, there you are.
Hi, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, good morning. Where are you coming?
Hey, darling, you're right.
Yes, welcome.
Okay, I've got a couple. Okay, if you don't mind. Thank you so much. This is just so informative, and I so need you. Right, so I've got eczema, and as a result of that, I've noticed that I can't use particular products on my hair. So even though they're natural products, I can't do it because it irritates my hands. So as a result of that, I just use kind of olive oil with rosemary infused in it. My scalp is really dry. I don't actually know what I'm doing. Sometimes I use shea butter for the scalp, but it's not really nourishing enough. It's okay, but I feel like it needs something else. So that's question number one. So what can I do? And the second thing is can anyone recommend any natural gels? Thank you.
Gillian, yep. Unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, unmute.
So who would like to take that? Is another one for you, Verona?
Gillian's going to answer that one.
Oh, Gillian. All right. Okay.
Okay, so thank you. I'm trying to do the answering of the chat, of the questions in the chat at the same time. So if you get in contact with or online, it's called Born Beautiful Naturals. I'm a bit of a cheerleader for her, actually. So she has a gel for hair made with flaxseed and marshmallows. It's already made up, but you can make your own, which is, you can, so I can see someone waving a flag almost. So you can make your own, which, you know, if you've got flaxseed you can buy it and just boil it, and then put it through a pair of tights, and you can make your own anyway. So but yeah, just email me if you want more information. But Born Beautiful Naturals UK already has the pot made up. Yeah.
Can I just ask?
It's also available from Malika's shop as well. Who was?
Can I just ask? Thank you. Can I just ask another question about that? So, because I watch a lot of online videos trying to figure out what to do about my hair, and one of them said something about, I think it was a low porosity, something about that you need to check what type of hair type you have, because sometimes you cannot use flaxseed with it. So because flaxseed will it doesn't go right, or doesn't go well with the type of hair that you have. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah,
Lorna.
I'm here. Yeah, thanks. Can I just go back to your earlier question about oils for your hair? Our body produces sebum, which I said earlier. It's a natural oily substance. Now, I said earlier that because our hair is dry because of the structure of our hair, the shape. So I spoke to a scientist and I said to him, well, what's in the sebum? What's in the sebum that our body naturally produces? And he gave me the ingredients so that I could mimic it. So I've got something here. I'm going to show it, see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that. The natural sebum oil. And what this has is it includes olive oil, which penetrates the hair shaft. It's got jojoba oil, again, another oil that penetrates the hair shaft. And vitamin E is actually in hair, but it's actually a natural preservative. And it's got something else called squalane. So this is very similar to the people who like natural oils, you won't find a more natural oil for your scalp that's similar to the sebum oil our body produces than this, because this is supposed to mimic the oils our body produces. It's supposed to have the same effect. Somebody asked earlier about flaxseed oil, and I wasn't sure whether they were using it for their scalp or if they were using it to grow their hair. Some oils penetrate the hair shaft, and these will go in and moisturize and condition it. And some oils sit on the hair shaft, which will be your thicker oils. So what I think Verona was saying, you wash your hair and it's dry, because of course we need moisture to hydrate our hair. And then, but after, because once you wash your hair, it goes very, very dry. But you need an oil to go into it to soften it and condition it and prevent breakage. If your hair becomes dry, then it can lead to breakage. So if you're not producing enough sebum oil, because we say you shouldn't need to add any more oils to your scalp, but if you're not producing enough, then a little bit of this should be able to help, because that's a very natural and very similar to the sebum your body produces. This is $15.99. It is on my website for anybody who wants to try it. People also use this as a hot oil treatment. So you can do a hot oil treatment once or twice a month. If you're washing your hair, maybe every other wash day. You pop that into a bowl, a few drops into a bowl, heat the bowl in, put that bowl in hot water. So previously heat some hot water. So drop it into heating it up, because heating up oils, when you put it on your hair, it helps to open up your hair shaft. So it penetrates in, you put a shower cap over your hair, and then you just leave it on for about 10 or 15 minutes. And what you can do is produce a steam effect. If you've got a steam at home, fair enough. But if not, just get a wet towel, not too hot, because it'll be burning on your hands, but quite hot, and put the small wet towel over your head to produce a steam effect. And this helps the oils to penetrate, and then you wash your hair. So this is like a pre-shampoo treatment. Why do you put oils in your hair before you're going to wash it out? Well, you put oils in your hair anyway. Verona said you should be oiling your hair, moisturizing it every 3 to 4 days. So that's the same thing. You're putting your oils in the hair. It's too much, sorry.
Thank you very much for that. We've got one more, we've got another question coming up. I'm just conscious of time. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for asking that question, Deborah. Now we have got Dee with her hand up. Hello, Dee. Good morning. Welcome to the platform, my darling.
Good morning. I just wanted to say thank you for doing this, Joan. It's been a godsend through lockdown. In terms of my hair journey, I think I would have loved to have had something like this earlier. But this has
been going since November. We've done.
No, I mean years ago when I used to struggle with my hair. But I've got my friend here with me today. I've kind of said to her, come along, and just telling her about what you've been doing on here. So thank you for that. My question was, because I'm moving from hair to skin now. So my question was for Norma Ellis, I think her name was. Yeah. And I just wondered, because her skin looks really beautiful, and she said that she doesn't use foundation. So I was just wondering about her own skin regime that she uses.
Where's Norma? Because I know that Norma is working as well, and she's also on the platform. So Norma, are you around at the moment?
Yeah, I'm still around. I'm just getting ready to start my appointment for the morning. And Yeah. So what was the question again? Because I was a little bit.
I was saying that you said that you don't use foundation, but you've got really beautiful skin. So I was wondering about your own skin regimen that you use.
My skin routine. Okay. My skin routine is to cleanse with a cleanser that actually exfoliates the skin while it's cleansing at the same time. So using a cleanser which has, and all the cleansers must come from some kind of natural plant base. Everything in life has an acidity to it. If it's water, if it's a rock, if it's salt, plants, everything has an acidity. Your body is also full of acidity, like your saliva is an acidity. The oil that comes out of your skin has its own acid mantle in it. Your digestive system has millions of stronger acid. So anything in life has an acidity. So the product that I particularly use comes from the bark of the oak tree. And so when you cut the tree, you'll see it start bleeding and it gets quite sappy. So our cleanser comes from that. And it's a natural cleanser. So it doesn't have any acids, any other product in it, apart from a bactericide to stop it from going off. But it's as natural as can be. And the natural pH, the natural acids are left into it. So when you put it on your skin, it turns your skin into liquid, so it breaks it down so you can wash it away with water. And so we, I use cleansers, this is a facial brush. You can put your cleanser on a facial brush, and because it's got its acid in, this is also a great form of exfoliating, because when the cleanser liquidizes your skin, you can just brush it off all at the same time. When you wash your face with a wash cleanser, water is moisturizing, water is astringent, water is toning, water is hydrating. So you should not be taking water off your face once you have washed it. You leave the water. And this is what they're saying also about the hair product. Water and oil is natural moisture. So you leave water on the skin and then you get some good oil. Somebody was saying vitamin E oil, is that good? Of course it's good. It's got tocopherol in it, which is the healing cell. You have wheat germ oil, you have almond oil, avocado oils. The protein oils are endless. Olive oil, whatever suits your skin. If you are allergic to some things, you can find a plant-based oil or a nut oil if you're not allergic to nuts, something that is protein-based. And then you had the oil with water. So oil must go onto the skin when the skin is wet or with water. Somebody saying merengue oil is also good. That's one of the latest oil that's coming out. Hemp seed oil comes from the marijuana plant. Those
Does
are
it
great
matter
stuff.
what type of water? Because the water in Luton is quite chalky. Does it matter?
We have no choice. Well, we have no choice. Once you live in an area, your body should get adjusted to the water. We have no choice. We bathe in it. We wash our faces in it. Yes. Obviously, if you can afford to be washing your face with bottled water or filtered water, if you have it, that's really well and good, and it's fine. But most of us don't have those privilege. I live in London. The water here in London is very hard and scummy as well. But water is water and the body needs to absorb it. And so water and oil is natural moisture. So you need to put water with oil, and oil is produced by the skin. Water is absorbed by the skin. But what the oil does is come to the surface and it holds the thing in. When you use stuff like astringents and toners are not very good for your skin. If you're going to wash your face, some people then start using drying agents like astringent and toners. There's no need for that because you've just washed your face with water. It's done all the job that it needs to do. Why we used to use astringent and toners is because some cleansers cannot be broken down with water. So some of those cleansers that you put on your face and you have to wipe it off with a cotton or stuff like that, they cannot be broken down. So the residues of those cleansers were left on the skin. And how in the old-fashioned way we used to break that down, because water wouldn't break it down, is to use astringent or toner for dry skin, astringent for very oily skin, and then that would continue to take off the other residue of the cleanser. Once you've done your wash with water, do not dry your face with towels. They carry bacteria, and water carries whatever is in that towel into your skin. And sometimes that's how a lot of women are getting allergic reaction, is they wash their face and then they pat in with a towel. Towel as color, fabric conditioner, soap, all kind of stuff. And so water is needed on the skin. Why take it off? Allow it to dry on the skin and apply your oil straight away. Whatever you use after you use the oil and water is just an added bonus. So if you've got a lovely cream with collagen, with vitamin C, like natural vitamin C is a great cream to use, because what it does, it helps to exfoliate the skin, it feeds the skin, and it produces more collagen when you use vitamin C. So it keeps the skin nice and supple because you're feeding it vitamin C. It also helps with the discoloration, because if your skin is dying 5 a day, you can increase it to die by 10 a day, as much as you can. By using the vitamin C, it allows the skin to grow. So all of these other products which have vitamin C and hyaluronic acids and all of those things, they're just there to create the skin to grow much faster. And so when the skin grows faster, you have to exfoliate it. So using a brush with a cleanser, even if you haven't got a cleanser which is an acid base, if you use a brush, put the cleanser on the brush, you can get some good exfoliation with the brush as well. But of course, as I say, cleansers that comes with their natural acid is a added bonus, because what they do, like your saliva, it starts breaking down the food for it to go into your digestive system. So we want to use product in its natural form, which has its natural acids, which are called enzymes, that can actually break the dead cells down, and so that you can get good exfoliation, rather than using products with scrub. I think there was a lady there, she said she had eczema. There is an exfoliating product that you can use called Gamage. It's a Gamage, we call that a Gamage peel, where it comes from cornstarch, and you lay it on the skin, it dries, and then you can just bubble it off. So if she Googles Gamage in Google, to bring up quite a few different companies that do them. They can be quite expensive, the Gamage peels. You can use that quite daily, especially if you've got eczema and you can't really scrub the skin with a brush. If you've had a eruption of eczema, you have to be quite gentle with it to remove it. So using a Gamage cream, place it on, and just bubbling it off would be the best thing. And again, like eczema, the skin is going to need plenty of some kind of oil with water onto the skin to help, because all that the eczema is doing, it's growing quite quickly. So instead of the skin growing 5 skin cells per day, it's probably going 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 to the minute, wherever the eczema has actually broken out. And that's what it's doing. It's multiplying quite quickly to the minute rather than to the day. So hopefully that will help to understand a little bit more. There's so much more about skincare. It's going to just take more than this just to talk it through and for you all to understand. But if you can understand, is learning to mimic your skin, understanding what it does and mimic it, whether it's the scalp is a continuation of the skin. So they actually work the same.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Norma. Very, very, very thorough answer. Imagine it was like getting a consultation, but you've got loads of ideas and tips. And remember, this session is being recorded. It's on Facebook, so it'll stay up on Facebook, but it'll also get uploaded onto our YouTube channel. So look out for that. So Queen's 2020 lockdown series, that's where you'll find the recording of this event. Yeah, and I've just seen the Honourable Ovi King come onto the platform. Hello, Ovi. Welcome, welcome. Ovi is the president of the Afro Hair and Beauty Association, and also the founder of the Hair Care Revolution, which is a powerful group. So where are you, Avi? Let's bring you onto the platform because we're going to be wrapping up in a bit.
Yes, I'll be.
Where are you, Avi? Are you unmuted?
I believe so. Can you hear me,
yes,
John?
I can hear you. Just I can't see you. I can't see you.
Excellent.
So welcome. Here you are. I've got you on the platform now. Welcome, 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 Ovi.
Thank you, John. Really appreciate you inviting me on to your wonderful platform that's been serving the community gracefully all throughout the lockdown. Kudos to you and Rudy, most definitely.
Well, we have to, you know, it's like I always say, you know, our community is in a crisis, and right now it's about giving back, sharing the love. We're wrapping our arms around our community. We love our community, and we're in dire times, but I'm hoping that every time, you know, people come on the platform, they leave uplifted, educated, motivated, you know, and they can just go on with their lives. So we're trying.
It's a beautiful thing, Jones. It's a beautiful thing, definitely.
Oh, thank you. So please, I mean, I got your bio a bit late and the writing is too small. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about Hair Care Revolution. Tell us about the Afro Hair and Beauty Association. I went to the fantastic launch that happened. Was it back in 2018 or 2019 when it launched?
It was in 2018.
Gosh, you see how time is flying? Because I was at the launch and it was just so powerful to have. I mean, you had a set of icons as well, you know, in the hair and beauty industry. So please tell us a bit about the association, what you do, you know, where you hope to be in a few years' time, what's actually been happening.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, John. So yes, as John mentioned, I'm the founder of a platform called Hair Care Revolution. I'll put the details up in the group shortly. What Hair Care Revolution is really all about is about bringing the talent from our community out into the marketplace. So what does that mean? So it really means supporting the brands in our community, and then being able to showcase some of the experts or all of the experts that are doing wonderful things within this space. So that includes hairdressers, hairstylists, trichologists, cosmetologists, anybody involved in that space who's doing great things, who's from our community. Our platform is here to encourage them, to support them with resources, to connect them and let them engage with the community at a larger scale. We started hosting events in 2017, and since then the platform has just literally grown from strength to strength. We've got an international network at this point of talent and of people that care all over the world right now. The other thing I do is we run collectively with some of the people that are actually on this call at the moment, a network and a platform called the Afro Hair and Beauty Association. The association's key theme is in supporting independent brands, that people that make their own hair and skincare, and also championing initiatives that are supportive of our Afro hair and beauty industry. Personally, this whole energy, these entities that are currently up and functioning, were created to really inspire people to take control and take interest in an industry that we by right should own, dominate, and function in. I personally believe that our hair and beauty industry is one of the biggest opportunities that we've got as a community for economic empowerment. The hair and beauty industry in the UK is by far the industry that our community is most involved in, and has the most historical impact on. So there's been Afro hair and beauty businesses in the UK since the 50s and 60s, which compared to everything else that we are kind of involved in, is by far the largest industry that we've contributed to. And at one point, we obviously used we started the industry in this country, and at one point we dominated it. And as time's gone on, things have changed, and we're currently in a position whereby we are the consumers in the industry, but not actually the people that decide what happens next. We're not the people that our communities are not thriving as a response to the capital that we put into our hair industry, which to me logically doesn't make any sense at all. If we're the main consumers of the industry, we should be the people who make the decisions, and we should be the people who reap the rewards from the money that's spent in that industry. So hair care revolution, and specifically the Afro Hair and Beauty Association, was set up to address those points and to make an impact and make a difference. I'm really happy that over the past 3.5 years since we started, that we've been able to really do some amazing things, bring some talented people together, and have literally started businesses and connected people that are now currently working together as a result of the platform. There's been so much good things, so many good things that have happened as a result, and I just hope that as we continue, it serves as an example of what's possible when we collaborate. I was told at the start of this journey that, oh, Black people don't support each other, oh, we don't care, it's too late, other communities can control things will never change. And I'm really happy to say, after 3.5 years of being in this space, that is a myth. That is a complete myth. We definitely do support each other. We do care. We do have the talent, and we can make things happen that instigate change. As as a quick example of one of those changes, and there are loads literally at the moment. There are people who have met through our platform who have gone on to start businesses together. An example of that is there's a retail operation called Pempanzi, and they run a successful network of cosmetic and herbal brands distribution in South London. I've had Basil on the platform, who's the owner, numerous times to speak at events and stuff. Another entity who started a group called More Hair in East London. They've also got a shop in Walthamstow. Certain things happened with that shop, and they were forced to close down for a period of time. But through the connection that they made through Hair Care Revolution, I'm really glad to say that they teamed up, and as a result, Pempanzi then partnered with the More Hair group, and they've started a Pempanzi in Walthamstow, which then opens up a whole new network of people and expands the business and gives the community access to the great stuff that they actually do. That's one of 100 things that I've been told about that have happened as a result of the platform that we've put in place. So extremely proud of that. I think we are in an era of building Black businesses back up, supporting Black businesses. I'm really happy proud and privileged to be part of that of stimulating that change and putting petrol onto that energy. Interestingly enough, there are a couple of people on the call today, funnily enough, that were convinced that hair care revolution wouldn't last. They pretty much said to me, this will never work. And it's humbling to stand here almost 4 years later, bigger, better, stronger than ever, with great plans in the pipeline, great things going on, and having a real impact on our community.
Sorry.
Hello? Are we still there?
Oh, no, I'm just adjusting the light. Thank you very much for that. And you know, I'm sure there's probably a whole platform, just over 100 people here who probably even haven't heard of you before, but now they know there is an association and there is a contingent of people who are trying to change the narrative here. And I remember, you know, on the platform we had a couple of months ago with we did Queen's Blackhair Rocks International, and one of the speakers, Cherry Jumbo, and she mentioned, and I didn't realize, you know, 7.25 billion pounds. That's what the black hair industry is worth in this country. 7.5 billion. Not even billion. So it just goes to show. So, you know, collectively, we just need to be, like you say, coming together, doing more collaborative work, and, you know, try and change the narrative a bit. Because I mean,
the thing is, Joan, and I speak to people about this all the time. Lots of people are not happy with you know what they do for work. They want to make a contribution. They want to have some part in change. Why not spend some of our time, some of our energy in an industry that we care about, that we've got a foothold in? It just it's close to home, you know. Yeah. All of us can relate to, or some of us in the past, having hair care challenges, and it's something that we understand innately. We know the market, we know the issues, and it's a space that's wide open for innovation, participation, and collaboration, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Adrian. I was conscious of the time, so I'm going to wrap up, and I'm going to ask all of our panelists to, you know, give their parting message before we close down. But just to quickly say, to hear about the Queen's Walking Group, please follow us on Eventbrite. Yeah, and then you'll get the instant notifications of when we're doing our forthcoming events. This Zoom has been recorded, as I've said before, which is being currently broadcast now through YouTube, and also it's been streamed through Facebook. So yes, we're getting very technological savvy here. Yes, we're just going international all over. We want everybody to hear about what we're doing. We want to be touching our community, and that's what it's about. Please follow us. We've got an Instagram page, but it's under the other business. We like to do nice things, so you can pick up some of the stuff we're doing there. Our Facebook page is We Love Health and Wellbeing, so you can find past recordings on there as well. So I'm going to quickly, and next week we have got Queen's International Blackhair Rocks and Beauty. The vendors are coming out. So we've had all the experts on the platform talking about our hair care, our beauty. Next week, you'll be able to purchase products. Yeah. So like we say, keep that black pound circulating within our community. So look out for that. So parting messages now. So Norma, my darling, you might be with a client, because I know you're kind of like juggling. Oh, you're here, I can see you. All right.
Yeah, just got a few minutes. My client is just waiting for me, so she's just giving me a few minutes.
Okay.
So
what's your parting message,
end up with you. Okay, so to reach me, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram. inbox me or just follow me. It's just Norma Ellis. You can inbox me on all of those handles. I'm also on LinkedIn, Norma Ellis, and also my for my book coming down from my mountaintop. The website should be going live in the week, so you can get on there. And you'll be able to see when the book will be published, but it should be all over on my different handles when the time comes, so you can pre-publish. Moments with Norma is my weekly podcast. I do that every Saturday. It's a transformational podcast where I motivate and help to inspire you into becoming your greatness. And you can Google Moments with Norma, and that will bring up all the different apps that you can listen on. You can listen on Spotify. Anchor is my podcast app, but if you Google, just put it into the Google bar, it will just come up and it will give you all the apps that you can listen, and all the podcasts are there. Sorry, Norma, do you have a parting message, darling, for the guests on the platform? My parting message is, if you need to look after your skin, find yourself a good beauty therapist who has the ability to help you to understand and to maintain your skin and to have some good regular facials. And it's not just something that you have one facials and then it's off. You need to have a continuous program. Right. Thank you, my darling. Good advice there. Good advice. So, Lorna, our trichologist, let's unmute you. What is your parting message, my darling, to the guests on the platform?
Hi, just to take care of your hair. I mean, there's lots of information everywhere. Anything that I'll ever say to you will always be evidence-based. It doesn't mean to say that the things that I don't talk about don't work. Lots of people try lots of different things, and it'll be anecdotal. If they say it works, well, it works for them. And we're not saying it doesn't. It's just that there's limited resources, and I'll only ever talk about things that have been researched. So hydration, whether you're drinking water, whether you're washing your hair with it, these are the main things. Just once we get our hair onto our scalps, we try and keep it just by moisturizing it, conditioning, and have safe styling practices. So thank you all.
Wonderful. Very good advice there, as always. Safina, my queen, what is your parting message to guests on the platform?
Hi, my parting message is invest in yourself. If you feel good, look good, feeling good, works hand in hand, invest in your skin, invest in your education, and invest in your hair all round. Thank you.
Thank you, my darling. Verona, where are you, beautiful queen? What is your parting message? Are you still here with us? I know you had an appointment. Is Verona still here?
No, no, I don't. No, she had an appointment. I don't think she's.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Right. Gillian, Queen, do you have a parting message for the queens on the platform? I'm going to ask to unmute you. Oh, Verona's back.
Okay.
Right.
You want me to wait?
Right, go ahead, Verona. Let me do it in order.
Where's Verona? Sorry, is Verona there?
Yeah, Verona, my darling. I saw her come back in. Wonder if she's muted. Is this Verona? No. Right, Gillian, can you go ahead for me, please, darling? Let me just remove the pin.
Yeah, Gillian, you could go.
Okay. My parting message is something that I always say to all of my customers is that your hair is with you more than it's with me. So understand your hair and scalp, and it's time to unlearn the old and relearn the new.
Thank you for that. Right, I don't know. Is Verona back?
I can't see you. Verona, if you're there, just put your camera on, please. I think it's a different Verona. I don't think it's... No.
Ah, okay. It's a different Verona.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Right. Well, as they say, all good things must come to an end. And this morning has been absolutely wicked. Oh, I just love the hair and beauty shows. They are just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Let me just remove that. Yes. So thank you all again for being on the platform. I can't believe it's still over 100 of you just loving hair and beauty as we do. Fantastic industry. And a lot of us wouldn't even leave our house if we didn't have these icons, these legends in the background, day in, day out. They go out and they're just making people look beautiful, just being so creative with all the products. You know, I mean, I call them, they're like artists, the way in which they work. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So I just want to thank everybody for being on the platform this morning. And again, to hear about Future Queens Walking Group events, because we are actually a walking group, as I said in the beginning, but because we can't walk, I have to Zoom and keep connected with people because we love people. So we're a walking group, but we're going to be going back to walking in a couple of weeks' time as we move out and transition out of the lockdown. So I'll keep people posted. That's what's going to be happening to future Zooms. Next week, we're going to be doing Queens International Black Hair and Beauty Rocks vendor event. So please come out and support the vendors, you know, who are making some, I'll tell you, some of the products, absolutely wonderful. Most of them all natural, and it just shows the creativity that we have in our community. So please come out and support them. You know.
Excuse me, Joan. Excuse me. We've got Verona back. She's at work.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Verona, could you unmute, please?
Yeah. Okay. Goodness. Yeah. Sorry, I'm traveling and I'm just on my way. But thank you so much for inviting me. And as I say, any questions for any of our queens concerning our hair, just email me, call me. You're my sister now. Joan, Rudy, I salute you for having this platform. Obi, he's a guy that you've got to get involved because he's so passionate about our hair industry. We're trying to keep COVID safe. But everybody, salute, and we're going to collaborate together. So
oh yes, oh yeah,
part of the family.
Yeah, this is the end. We've got some fantastic projects that we're going to be taking forward with the group and other people that are on the platform. So yes, thank you, Verona. Well, you're keeping it real. You're all marked up. You're in transit. You're working. You're keeping it real, my queen. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Your wealth of knowledge and advice. You know, I think, you know, where else would we get this from in the pandemic? You know, so many people are at home now struggling with their hair, wondering what to do, you know, and it's been a fantastic platform where, you know, you guys, professionals who know your art, know your craft, and you're so willing to come out and just share and tell people. And this is how we should be as a community. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm going to continue with my closing remarks. So as you know, the Zoom has been recorded this morning. It's been streamed through Facebook. It's been streamed through YouTube. So as I said, we've gone international. Instagram page, you want to check us out. We like to do nice things. On Facebook, we love health and well-being. That's where you'll find the live stream. And next week is the Queen's International Black Hair Rocks vendor event. So I'm really excited. Can't wait for next week. It's going to be phenomenal. So everybody have a fantastic Saturday. I wish you all well. Have a wonderful bank holiday. I would say party hard or party hard on your own. Just have fun, keep smiling, keep happy, keep shining your light. Spread the message about what we do. Follow us. We've got the YouTube channel as well, Queens 2020 Lockdown Series, where you'll find a whole array of different Zooms that we've done. Oh, goodness. You're in for some good medicine there, information, knowledge. You're going to come away from the platform feeling empowered. Yeah. And this is what we do on a Saturday morning. Queens, walking group, and we are just in it. Yeah, every week it's a different topic. So you will be, I hope, blown away by the information that we share. We have good quality speakers. I'm telling you, good quality speakers. So next week it's Queen's International Black Hair Rocks vendor event. And I think the week after we're doing, I think it's Queen's Loving Ourselves, Mind, Body and Soul Part 2. And the last one was just hot, on fire. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So kings, is there any kings on the platform? Queens, keep loving yourself, keep resilient, keep powerful, keep beautiful, keep strong, and get walking, get moving, shake it up. And just, just keep loving yourselves as well. Keep loving yourselves and stay beautiful, everybody. So I love you all. Have a good Saturday, and I'm signing out. Signing out. Have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody. And you can catch this up on our Instagram. No, you can catch it on our YouTube channel, Queen's 2020 Lockdown Series, in a few weeks. Take care, everybody. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, Ovi. I forgot to bring you in it to say goodbye. Never mind. Next time.